Doing it. All right, welcome back. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew.
We are.
We are. Well, we are the Bonsai Movie Crew.
I know. That's what I said.
Attitude already.
Way to be weird about
Boom.
it. All right. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff, our YouTubes, and all our good stuff like that. It's on the screen. I've been doing it.
It wasn't last week.
It was. It just wasn't at the end. Or was it at the beginning?
No.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I put it on there.
It wasn't there.
Motherfucker. I'm telling you what, sometimes I upload stuff or like I'll export it and it doesn't have like the picture for whatever our creator profile is.
Yeah.
Doesn't show up for some reason. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are
It's
you
pissing
doing?
me off. And you don't want to like re-export it because it takes 2.5 hours
Yeah.
to export a fucking video.
So if he says something's there, it should be there.
It should be there. Apparently, I need to get a different program. I'm using Premiere, Adobe. It's the best of the best. It's what all the
Maybe it needs updated.
maybe.
You know, everything needs updated about every 5 seconds.
I'm fucking over it, man.
Drivers. It's always the fucking drivers.
It's always the drivers, man. Not Ryan Gosling driver, but
No, he never needs updated.
mm-mm.
Except for Barbie. That was a glitch.
No.
It's a glitch. Oh, man.
Yeah.
That movie was terrible.
I liked it.
Anyway,
I learned a lot.
Terrible.
let's get into our creator profile for the week. So it is Halloween month, so we are doing horror movies all month, and with that, we're going to be doing creator profiles on horror icons and creators. For our first choice, I think it's a damn good choice in my opinion. Sex Machine himself, Tom Savini. I think it's a good choice. What do you guys think?
I agree.
That's a great choice, Dad.
Thank you.
So first out, are you like a Sour Patch Kid?
Yeah.
Except you started with the sour part.
Well, they say sweet
Oh wait, no,
and
you're
sour,
supposed to
but
be
I'm sour and
first.
sweet.
You're supposed to be sour and then sweet. Never mind.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah?
You got it.
I'm great.
So she's just a pain in the ass.
Joseph, she just
I don't
always
like.
sour.
I don't like Pet Sour
She's
Patch
like
Kids
fiery
anyways.
farts, man. She comes out like just
Can you not compare
wet
me to
and
that?
stinky.
Why do you have to compare me to that?
burning the whole
Wet
way
and
out.
stinky, man. Yeah.
Stop.
That
Anyway,
is pretty disgusting.
right.
Only you would know.
All right.
Gripping everything, just waiting for the burn to stop.
Huh?
So just gripping everything, waiting for the burn to stop.
Yeah. Like my butthole's starting to hurt now.
That must be a dad thing.
No, it's not a dad thing.
Everybody has
Shit happens,
them. It does.
you know, and it happens to the best of us. Anyway, this week we're doing Tom Savini. Thomas Vincent Savini, born November 3rd, 1946, is an American prosthetic makeup artist, actor, stunt performer, and film director.
Anything else?
Yeah, right? I'm sure he's a writer, too, of some kind.
He is
Save us some
everything.
talent for the rest of us.
Right. He is known for his makeup and special effects work on many films directed by George A. Romero, including Martin, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Creepshow, and Monkey Shines. I've never heard of that.
And 50 other things.
Yeah. He also created the special effects and makeup for many cult classics like Friday the 13th, Part 1 and 4, Maniac, The Burning, The Prowler, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is easily the best one. I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, though. I love Chop Top. though.
Well, yeah.
I love Chop Top.
There's a lot to like about it. It's just
Yeah,
not.
It's not the best. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding about it. But I do love Chop Top.
Who doesn't?
That was 2, right? Yeah, it was
Mhm.
2. Okay. All right. In his early life, or wait, hold on. No, sorry, I skipped ahead a paragraph. Savini directed. No, I didn't. Hold on. Yeah, I did. Savini directed Night of the Living Dead, the 1990 remake of Romero's 1968 Night of the Living Dead. His other directing works include 3 episodes of the TV show Tales from the Dark Side and 1 segment in the Theater Bazaar. As an actor and stuntman, he has appeared in films such as Martin, Dawn of the Dead, Night Riders, From Dusk Till Dawn, Planet Terror, Machete, Django Unchained, and Machete Kills. Early life. Savini was born on 19 on November 3rd, 1946 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and is of Italian descent. He was raised Catholic and graduated from Central Catholic High School. As a boy, his inspiration was actor Lon Chaney Sr., and Savini attributes his earliest desires to create makeup effects to Chaney and the film Man of a Thousand Faces. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Experimenting with whatever medium he could find, the young Savini practiced creating makeup effects on himself, later convincing his friends to let him practice his craft on them. I mean, it's not like he's given tattoos, so I don't see why not.
Right.
Hey, man, is it alright if I do makeup effects in your face? Sure.
You come at me with super glue though.
Yeah, you come out with me super glue, we're gonna have problems. Like, how hard is this shit gonna be come off?
Is
No,
it
you're
gonna
not
take
putting
my
lipstick on
eyebrows
me.
off
Let me put
with
the
it?
super glue right on your beard. It's no problem.
You mind wearing lipstick? Yes, I mind.
I don't know. It might make me break out. Don't touch me. Like that.
Savini attended Point Park University for 3 years before enlisting in the United States Army. After his tour in Vietnam, he attended Carnegie Mellon University as the first undergraduate to be awarded a full fellowship in the acting and directing program. Do they mean fellowship or scholarship?
Fellowship is similar to
Okay.
a scholarship.
Acting director. All right. He appeared in stage productions throughout college and continued on stage long after his tour of duty in Vietnam. Savini served as a combat photographer during the Vietnam War. Dude, this dude is an artist. Like, he's like a photographer for the army. That's crazy. In 2002,
Do whatever you can to further your career.
Right, I agree. In 2002 interview, he told the Pittsburgh Post, "When I was in Vietnam, I was a combat photographer. My job was to shoot images of damage and to machines and to people. Through
And
my
he did
lens,
that on purpose.
huh?
He did that on purpose
What do you mean?
to further his career, so that he knew.
Oh,
like
right,
he had
right.
firsthand account.
Right. Through my lens, I saw some hideous stuff. To cope with it, I guess I tried to think of it as special effects. Now, as an artist, I try to think of creating the effects within the limitations we have to deal with." He continued to practice with makeup in Vietnam, often frightening indigenous peasants by appearing to suddenly transform into a monster. Using the lens of his camera, Savini separated himself from real-life horrors of war. However, all the images still haunted his mind. Savini said his wartime experiences influenced his eventual life of gory effects.
He talked about that on Joe Bob.
Did he?
Yeah, when he did Maniac, they had him on, and he was talking about it.
I hated that when I watched a war movie and someone dies, some people die with one eye open and one eye half closed. Sometimes people die with smiles on their faces because the jaw is always slack. I incorporated the feeling of the stuff I saw in Vietnam into my work. Good.
In 1970, while on guard duty, a flare was triggered.
See,
In
there
the
she is
jungle
talking
of-
next to the mic again instead of into
I'm
it.
reading. In 1970, while on guard duty, a flare was triggered in the jungle area Savini was watching. Against a military protocol, Savini fired into the bush without informing his superiors. Other soldiers likewise began firing until a duck wandered from the bush completely unharmed.
That's awesome.
Right?
I mean, it's not, but
Due to his
I'm just
failure,
I'm just
imagining it.
picturing that scene from Predator where they're all
yeah.
firing into the woods.
Yeah.
Due to his failure to follow orders, Savini was taken off guard duty from his bunker on the following evening. The same evening, the bunker came under attack and several soldiers were wounded or killed. As a result of this incident, Savini earned the nickname Duck Slayer, and to this day will not eat duck. Okay. Will not eat what?
Duck.
What?
I'm sure that's an easy thing to avoid eating.
Yeah, I've never had duck, honestly.
I've never had
Except
duck.
No, wait,
for-
I have. It's
except
really
for
greasy.
If you go to a Chinese restaurant during Christmas time, you'll get duck.
No, you can, because it's Chinese turkey.
He's saying because of a Christmas
Yeah, I
story.
know.
Yeah.
I got it.
Come on, Karen.
I've watched Christmas Story every year.
It's not hard to do when they show it for 24 hours.
No, I watch it on my own
Oh,
because
why?
I don't have cable. Why pay for cable?
I don't pay for cable either.
See?
All right.
Among the many talents Savini achieved as a young man was
Netflix
the art
here
of
soon.
fencing. He is a tournament
24 hours.
fencer as well as an
Nothing else.
accomplished gymnast. Much of his stunt work.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, are we talking over there while she's trying to read?
He's trying to talk.
Is there
Hey,
something you would like to share
Rude.
with
Is
the
there
class?
something you would like to share with the class? Yeah.
Yeah, we
He
were
was
talking-
saying that coming to
No, we
Netflix-
don't care.
Okay.
Oh,
Stop talking and do your work.
You go to the principal's office next time.
fuck this shit.
All right, detention, young man.
With what?
Go stand
He
stand
said
in the
with
corner.
Just
what?
stand in the
Jeffrey.
corner. He's
That's
like,
your
fuck
name,
that.
right,
There's
Jeffrey?
spiders down here.
What? What
Well, all
corner?
the better for him.
There's
not for
lots
me.
of corners.
Yeah, but which one?
I don't care. I'll just take
Oh,
the
I
spider.
don't know.
and
He
fling
can
it.
stand
This
behind-
corner right here.
I'll
Yeah.
just take the.
Just go.
I'll just take the spider and give it to her.
Anyways, much of his stunt work and some of his characters reflect these graceful abilities. However, he is also accomplished with a bull whip
like
and
that
can
one right
easily
there.
execute a motorcycle stunt. Many of his characters have been bikers or madmen who are hardened and eerily evil.
Sex machine. Evil. He wasn't evil. though.
Career.
Sex machine was awesome.
Savini is primarily known for his groundbreaking work in the field of special makeup effects as prosthetic makeup. His signature style and... Is there something you would like to share with the class?
I already did.
Jesus.
We're gonna get the flu, y'all.
It's that
Might
vid,
as well
man.
go home now.
It's the vid. It's coming
It's the
back.
vid.
The vid. It's
Didn't
everywhere.
you see that on the news?
It's the zombid.
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
All right, keep going. There's a lot to
Tomorrow
read.
they're making the announcement, so
Really?
yeah, remember?
Zombies?
There's gonna be a zombie outbreak?
It's the
Mhm.
COVID zombie.
Like, actually?
Yeah, it's gonna be at 1:20. I think
Dude,
they're
I've
gonna make
watched-
the announcement, and that everybody
I've
getting
watched-
the FEMA thing on their phone.
I've watched
Be
all the
funny if all our
episodes
guns
of The
just
Walking
went
Dead
starting to go
twice.
off
I
at
can
1:20
protect
tomorrow.
you guys.
They are. They are. They're going off at 1:20 tomorrow. You guys are gonna like freak when it does. They are.
Like, it's gonna send it directly to my
I'm
Is
not
this-
kidding.
Is this some conspiracy shit, Karen?
No, there's a FEMA thing going on at 1:20 tomorrow. It's supposed to be a test of the FEMA thing that they're rolling out. And it's going off on at 1:20 tomorrow on everybody's phones. And there's a conspiracy theory now that it's some kind of other thing.
Zombies everywhere.
I hope it's zombies.
That's what I was saying.
I hope it's
Dad,
turkey.
you need to go buy more guns real quick.
Just in time for
Dude,
Halloween.
America would just thrive if a zombie attack went out. I mean,
See,
we'd
that's
be
what
fine,
they
dude.
think
Oh,
in
man.
every zombie apocalypse, but, like, nobody works
Every-
together.
every person will be out there with guns, like, oh yeah, just waiting.
I'm telling you, if it happens, it wouldn't last 5 minutes. There's too many people with guns. I'd be more worried about people killing people
Yeah.
rather than zombies. That's what
Did
I'd
you
be
call
worried about.
Pow? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
If
sorry.
anything, it'd be madness. Anything. Like, the zombie outbreak wouldn't happen. It would just be dumbasses.
No, I think the zombies would thrive because of the dumbasses.
Maybe. I
That's
don't
what
know.
I'm saying.
I think the zombies would be walking around
If
like
they
have
pop
nothing
up,
to
I'm
eat.
telling you right now, if some zombie shit pops off, you ain't gonna hear from me. I'm gonna be in my house.
Mhm.
I'm barricade that bitch. Ain't nobody getting in
Right.
or out for that matter.
Might get a
What do we?
text.
We need to stock up on food.
Wait till 1:20 tomorrow, and we'll see if we need to.
Okay. Anyways,
We'll
his
get
si-
food. Don't worry.
um,
I'll eat my dog. I don't give a shit.
no, you
We'll start with the
won't.
little one.
No, it's even worse. He might give us away. So
I'd say the fish first, but they're not very big. They're tiny. That's like not even a appetizer.
we can't eat the dogs.
Okay, I'll eat you.
I'd rather you.
Yeah, rethink that.
Yeah, watch what you say.
I'd rather you do that than eat the dogs.
Just finish reading.
Don't eat the dogs.
I make no promises.
Dog makes a fine meal.
It's a little
And
stringy.
You would know, you weirdo.
Stringy.
You ever
Let's
watch,
keep reading.
watch The Patriot?
Mm-hmm.
Good night.
Dog makes a fine meal.
Good night. Good night.
Come on, just read.
His signature style and techniques bring vivid realism to genre films. Early in Savini's career, Dick Smith became an inspiration and a guide, later becoming an associate at, I can't say that word right, I don't think. Associate?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Associate.
Okay. At Savini's special makeup effects program. Among other projects, Smith is known for his groundbreaking work in The Exorcist. He did The Exorcist, like the original one in the 70s?
I guess so.
I didn't know that. Savini got his breakthrough
Fuck that
working with never mind, filmmaker George A. Romero, providing a convincing wrist-slashing event in the opening scene of Martin, 1978. The following year, working with a larger budget on Dawn of the Dead, Savini created a signature palette of severed limbs and bite marks. In the 1980 slasher film Friday the 13th, Savini expanded his repertoire
Sure.
of blood and gore. He continued to perfect those techniques in other films that year. In another film that year, Maniac. Along with 1981 films The Burning of the Prowler. Isn't the Prowler from Spider-Man?
No, it was a 1980s slasher flick.
Well, Savini earned the nickname the Sultan of Splatter. He's got a lot of nicknames. And
I like that one better than, what was it, Duck something or other?
Duck Slayer.
Duck Slayer.
No, I like Sex Machine.
Okay. In 1982, he created more traditional horror effects in the film Creepshow, directed by George A. Romero. And
That's one I do like
written
from
by
Romero.
Stephen King.
The Creepshow. I like Creepshow.
In 1984, he agreed to work. Isn't Stephen King like 90?
He's old as fuck.
He's
I actually
old.
just watched an interview
I
with
don't
him
know
and
how old
David
he is
Letterman.
now.
He's old as fuck. I bet he's in his 70s or 80s.
Yeah, he's at least
He's got to be
70.
like working on some kind of big project before he dies.
Why? He's had.
Yeah,
plenty
I
of
was gonna
large-
say, like,
That guy-
he's made his
He's
mark.
got to go
Yeah.
out with a bang.
Nah,
He's made his mark.
he's not that kind of person.
Yeah, he
I don't
He'd
really
really
rather
like his
go
book.
out with what he's got than go out with something at the end that
He's
is
not
complete
one to
trash.
force.
Yeah, he's not George R.R. Martin.
He doesn't really have anything to prove. He just, like, his
He's-
stories, he'll tell you his stories just, like, they come naturally. He writes what he
76.
hears or what he gets, and then he rolls on.
Yeah, he's a pretty down to earth dude.
Yep.
Keep going.
In 1984, he agreed to work on Friday the 13th, the final chapter, where he killed his creation, Jason Voorhees. Returning to the zombie genre, in 1985, Savini was nominated and won the 1985 Saturn Award for Best Makeup Effects for his work on the Romero's Day of the Dead. In 1986, Savini worked with director Tobe Hooper on
Toby Hooper.
Duh. Tobe Hooper on the film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Savini has also worked on films by Italian director Dario Argento, the first in 1990 on the film Two Evil Eyes, and again on the 1993 film Trauma. In the 1991 film Heartstopper, he created special effects for director John A. Russo. Although focusing more on his acting career in recent years, Savini has continued to be active with special effects and in 2011 supervised the effects for the Australian film Red Ink. As an actor, Savini has appeared in many of the same films he was creating effects for. His first appearance was relatively straight, innocuous character in Martin in 1978. However, he played a menacing biker called Blades in his next film Dawn of the Dead in 1978. A role he reprised in zombie form with a cameo appearance in the 2005 continuation of the series Land of the Dead. In the 1980 film Maniac, his brief role in the film found him facing the Maniac shotgun and having his head blown off in spectacular display. You guys ever seen that?
Uh-uh.
No.
That is a great scene. If you
Yeah.
ever watched
Gets his head
the
blown off.
original Maniac with that, especially that scene, that's great for special effects, that scene. Savini had a more
I said, did it have one of those car is supposed to be here.
No. Yeah, SFX here. Savini had a more prominent role as a biker and antagonist Morgan the Black Knight in George A. Romero's Night Riders in 1981. Continuing with the biker theme, Savini played the universally recognized whip-wielding vampire-fighting biker Sex Machine in the 1996 Quentin Tarantino Robert Rodriguez film From Dusk Till Dawn. This character was a riff on Blades from Dawn of the Dead, replete with the same costume. In 2007, Savini had a role in Planet Terror, one of the two stories in the Grindhouse film directed by Robert Rodriguez. Savini plays Deputy Tolo, who fights to save his town from an infestation of zombie-like creatures. In another Rodriguez film, Machete, based on a fake movie trailer played during the film Grindhouse, Savini played Osiris Manapur, hired to track and kill the protagonist Machete. Savini reprised his role in the sequel Machete Kills. Throughout the years, Savini has appeared in movie roles, from cameos as the vampire David Van Etten in Lost Boys the Tribe, as the sheriff in the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake, or tongue-in-cheek characters like Jesus Christ and Zombiegeddon.
Yep, he looks like Jesus.
In 2006, Savini essayed the role of Prester John, the mythical villain in the dreamlike Sea of Dust. That year also saw the release of Robert's Forest of the Damned, in which Savini played a mad hermit surrounded by angels cast from heaven. In 2008, he made a brief appearance in Zack and Miri Make a Porno as a thieving slumlord. He also appeared in The Dead Matter along with Andrew Divoff and Jim O'Rear. Savini voiced himself on The Simpsons episode Worst Episode Ever.
Excuse me for my nasally voice, but here we go. While making an appearance at Android's Dungeon, Savini performs the Gutbuster gag, covering the crowd in blood and guts, and consequently humiliating the comic book guy. In 2012, Savini appeared as a shop teacher, Mr. Callahan, in the Pittsburgh set teen drama The Perks of Being the Wallflower, starring Logan Lerman. Savini also appeared as one of the trackers in Quentin Tarantino's
Django Unchained.
Yeah, Django Unchained. Future projects include Savini starring in the Nazi zombie film The Fourth Reich, directed by Sean Robert Smith. Playing the role of SS Standartenführer Oscar Dollarwanger.
Durgerlurger.
Yeah, that
It's
word.
German.
Yeah. I should know this. I took German. But I can't say that.
80 years ago, man.
Oh, wow.
15. Seriously, 15 years ago is when I graduated.
I graduated 2 years from now. Or a year from now. A year and a half from now. That's when I graduated.
We just had our 15-year reunion on last Saturday.
Oh, really? Did you go?
No.
Oh. You can't go, sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
Shut up, Madison. Keep reading.
As a film
Wow.
director, Savini
Sour
helmed
Patch Kid all over
episodes
again.
of the syndicated television series. What? Tales from
She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
I'll just look over here then.
Tales from the Dark Side, the aforementioned 1990 color remake of The Night of the Living Dead, and House Call, the pilot of the proposed series The Chill Factor, which starred Pittsburgh actor Bingo O'Malley.
And Karen, did I tell you that I found Dad's freshman year photo
Oh,
in the school library?
You
I
did.
told you that.
You did.
Did I show it to you?
No.
Did he have his beanie on?
No.
Oh, that's not true then.
No, it's true.
It's not a real picture.
It's not a real picture.
It doesn't count.
I found Cody too.
If he doesn't have his beanie on, it does not count.
Hey, let's save it, okay? We're in the middle of something. Chill.
I want to show the
If you
camera.
send it to me, I'll put it in a tick. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll fucking kill you, Karen.
Joseph with his Vietnam flashbacks.
Look, I had hair.
In 2011, he directed Wet Dreams, one of the 6 segments
Whoa.
to the horror film in the Theater Bazaar. In 2009, Savini announced his plan to direct a new film, Death Island, with special makeup effects by his former protege, Greg
Nicotero.
Nicotero.
Yep.
On September 1st,
Guess
2000...
guess what else he's worked on?
Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Greg Nicotero has.
Yeah.
He did all the special effects. He's a
Yeah.
supervisor.
He's actually done a lot of shit.
Yeah, he has.
Unfortunately, he's just known for The Walking Dead.
It's because it's his biggest project.
I know.
On September
Didn't he?
1st...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Didn't he be a walker in like the last episode or something?
Who?
The special effects makeup artist
Greg
guy.
Nicotero.
Greg Nicotero. Possibly. I'm sure he has. I wouldn't be surprised if fucking Tom Savini hasn't guest appeared at some point as a zombie.
Sure he has.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm sure they probably both did
Yeah.
makeup effects here and there. On September 1st, 2013, Savini began a crowdfunding project on Indiegogo for Death Island. His plans were to begin filming by the end of 2013. In the 2008 novel Bad Mood Rising by Jonathan Maberry, Savini appears as one of the real-world horror celebrities who are in the fictional town of Pine Deep when monsters attack. Other celebrities include James Gunn, Jim O'Rear, Brinky Stevens, Ken Foree, Steven Sesko, Debbie Racone? I can't say that last name. Joe Bob Briggs, and
Yes.
blues man Mem Shannon. Okay. Savini also briefly took part in Jerry Lawler's 2010 revival of the Memphis Pro Wrestling television show. His on-screen character sent horror movie monsters played by the wrestlers from the Memphis area onto the show to get revenge for Savini, who blamed Lawler for the death of Savini's friend Andy Kaufman. The monster's handler was manager Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock. 2012, American filmmaker Jason Baker debuted a biography of Savini entitled Smoke and Mirrors: The Story of Tom Savini. He stated during a Q&A with fans that the hardest movie he has ever worked on was Creepshow, because it was like working on 5 movies in one.
In 2018, Savini announced via his Instagram that he would be directing a horror web series in collaboration with others, including Tina Romero, George A. Romero's daughter. Special effects for the web series will be completed by Savini students at Douglas Education Center.
I need to
The
go
web
there.
series is currently in production. In May 2019, Slipknot lead singer and frontman Corey Taylor said in an interview that Tom Savini worked to produce and create his new masks for the upcoming We Are Not Your Kind album and subsequent tour cycles. Around the same time, Savini was approached by wrestler Bray Wyatt to design the mask for his brand new Fiend character, which I already knew that. And Bray Wyatt actually recently passed away.
Yeah.
Savini runs the Tom Savini's special makeup effects program at the Douglas Education Center in Monison, Pennsylvania.
I think we need to go.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
I think I could do it.
I could do it. I'm artistic.
I'd
and stuff.
flunk.
I'd
flunk
try.
so bad.
I would try.
I'm not creative at all.
Savini is happy to say that he refers offers he receives for movies, makeup, effects projects to his students and graduates of his school as well. That's pretty awesome. So he essentially gets them jobs.
That's amazing.
Savini is the author of several books on special effects, including Grand Illusions 1 and 2
See, a
from
writer of
1983 and
some sort.
1994, which detail the production and mechanical workings of many of his famous film effects. In Horror FX and in Horror FX, a 1989 direct-to-video interview conducted by frequent collaborator John A. Russo, Savini explains many of his effects techniques. Illustrated by film clips and behind-the-scenes video footage, he is also associated with other books in the horror genre, including Book of the Dead and Horror 101, for which he wrote the foreword. Okay. Savini also has appeared in public demonstration, Savini has also appeared in public demonstrating his effects, including appearances in the 1980s on Late Night with David Letterman, in which he demonstrated such effects as fire gel and a gunshot to the head on Letterman himself. He's gotten around, man. He's a big horror movie name. He's huge in the horror industry with his makeup effects, acting, and all that stuff. I would say that the biggest thing for him, though, is his makeup effects. That's what got him his name, and
It's my favorite thing about him.
that is my favorite thing about him for sure. Favorite movie of Tom Savini? Go, Karen.
Day of the Dead,
Day of the Dead.
because of the makeup effects in that movie. They're top notch.
Eric.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Not the remake of Day of the Dead. I recently found out there was a remake, and I watched it.
Yeah, it's garbage.
It is garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Sorry, I just
I believe it's got
Mina Savari.
Nina Savari in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
It's about soldiers and that.
Yeah, I
it's-
just found out that there was I didn't know there
Oh, you
was
didn't
a
know that?
remake.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's terrible.
Mm-mm.
Madison.
I've never really seen any of those movies besides Texas Chainsaw
What did
Massacre
you say?
2. So that
Oh, yeah,
one.
that's-
Okay. I think for me, I think whenever it comes to his makeup effects, man, it's hard to say. I mean, it's a lot.
You should check out
Day of the-
Maniac just
Day
for
of
that
the Dead
one
is a
scene.
good one for his makeup effects,
Yeah.
but him as an actor, definitely Dawn of the Dead, like Sex Machine.
You mean From Dusk Till Dawn?
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
From Dusk Till Dawn.
I agree. If you're talking about acting, that's definitely the best. But I have so much respect for him as far as his makeup talent that his acting is like just it can't compare, in my
Favorite-
opinion.
Favorite movie that he's been in is Dawn of the Dead, the remake, because that's one of my favorite zombie movies, and
Mm.
he was just in it for like a brief.
I'd
few
say From
seconds.
Dusk Till Dawn if I had to pick an acting. It would be From
Yeah,
Dusk Till
definitely
Dawn.
From Dusk Till Dawn. Anyway, let's move on. Oh man, that was a long one. It was a long one. Worth it though. So let's get into what have you guys been watching this week, huh?
What the hell have you been watching?
Karen.
Evil Lives Here, Trespassers, which was a break-in movie, and it wasn't very good. Scary Movie 3. Jeremiah had not seen it in a really long time, barely remembered it, so we watched that. A movie called No Exit, which wasn't very good either. And the Day of the Dead remake, because I didn't know that it was a thing.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Sorry you had to waste your time on that.
Well, I didn't know it was a thing, and I was like, well, I guess I should watch it since it's my
What-
favorite zombie
what was
movie. Day of the Dead remake. I didn't know that there was a remake. It was terrible.
Is that it?
Yep.
Madison.
Daryl Dixon, right? I finally watched the second episode. I still have to watch the third episode. Yeah, and then guess what?
Guess
What?
what?
The Walking Dead.
Hot.
Yeah,
What?
that's it.
Hot. I put
Uh,
some
What do you mean,
emphasis on the
what?
H.
I'm saying
What?
what weird.
What? What's weird?
Why are you putting so much emphasis on the H?
I love that movie. All right, what did you watch, Eric?
So I watched King Arthur, Legend of the Sword.
Okay.
It was like I just didn't really think of anything to watch. So it was the first thing I saw. Then I watched a TV show called Unearthed.
Unearthed.
Unearthed. It's basically about like ancient civilizations
Oh,
and,
that's kind
and
of
learning.
interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, learn about a lot of ancient civilizations and stuff like that. I watched a movie called Kingsman: The Secret Service.
Is that the prequel?
It's like the first one.
Is it the first one?
Yeah,
Okay, that was a good movie.
yeah. Then I watched Mortal Kombat the 2021, and I watched
Ooh.
the old Mortal Kombat.
What'd you think of the remake?
One, the music wasn't loud enough during the fight scenes, and two, I didn't like how they, I don't know, portrayed Bihan as like a 200-year-old person.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. The movie's kind of They definitely take a lot of liberties with the
Yeah, there was
the
a
lore.
lot of plot holes in it.
So I don't know. I'm waiting on the sequel to see what they do with it
Yeah,
before. Yeah,
make
I don't
a
want
full
to.
judgment on it.
Yeah,
I mean, every single like Mortal Kombat like show or TV, they always take different views or visions with it.
right.
Like the Mortal Kombat TV series that was like really brief. So I got like
Oh yeah, you're
Blu-rays.
talking about that web
At a
series or
TV
whatever.
series?
I think it was a web series.
Yeah, whatever it was. I got a Mortal Kombat Legacy, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually got it on Blu-ray, the two. And then I watched been watching MythBusters.
Oh, I watched that forever.
So that's really all I watched.
I've been watching Supernatural here and there. I'm trying to find this fucking movie that I watched. I just watched it and I can't remember the name of it. Oh, okay. It's called All Fun and Games. Have you heard of it? It's got that girl who plays Nancy from Stranger Things in it. And the kid, is it Asa Butterfield? I don't know. The kid from Ender's Game is in it.
Oh,
I don't know. Anyway, it's about like it's only an hour and 15 minutes. It's not a long movie. But like
is that the one that was on Netflix for a little while?
No, it's on Amazon.
There was
I
one that
had to
her
rent it
on
on
it.
Amazon.
There was one that was on Netflix. I had her, and I thought him in it for. It was on there for a while.
I don't know.
watch
I
it.
think this one just came out. But essentially, it's about their younger brother. He finds this like they live in Salem, and it's a very dark movie. Like it's very gloomy. It's not a bright movie.
Oh, maybe that isn't the one then.
Well, he finds a knife.
Yeah, no, that's not the one.
And-
Because that is the one that just came out.
Yeah, and it's a really good movie. I was
Is
surprised with it. Yeah, it was short and sweet, and I liked
There was
it.
a review that just came out for that, and it was a half review. It was like 2.5 out of 5, and they said it was like one of those movies that didn't know what it wanted to be. Like, where it was like, too much for the younger crowd, but too little for the older crowd or whatever. But I mean, I don't.
I mean,
that's not a deterrent for me because
you could say that if you want, but for me, it's definitely a movie for adults. It's not for kids.
Well, to me, that's not
maybe
really a deterrent.
older teenagers. I don't know.
I don't really think that's a deterrent for me because, like, the Fear Street movies that were on Netflix,
Yeah,
you could say the same thing about those, but I really like those.
I would put it almost in that same vein,
Yeah.
only a little more. It's more serious
yeah, you
and a little grittier
yeah,
too.
You could say the same thing about those, and those were really good.
I
so.
like the Fear Street movies,
Yeah.
so but yeah, it's a good flick. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely check it out, especially for like it's spooky month, so
Yeah.
definitely check it out. It's a good movie for that. I think it showed a lot of realism with like just how some kids have to grow up. You know what I mean? They're not rich, they're poverty level, and it's really good.
Yeah.
I also watched have anybody here watched The Boys?
I have not.
No? Okay, well they've got a spin-off series called Gen V about the kids who are in college to be superheroes and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I've not heard
Yeah,
good
I've
things
heard.
about it.
I think it's awesome. I'm
Really?
loving it, dude. It's fun. It's if you like The Boys, you'll love this show. This show is like, I don't know. It shows superheroes or kids who have powers. Because in the Boys, like you just see all these douchey heroes with all these powers, and they act like assholes. In this, it's not like that. In this, it's more about the kids who have powers and how good they can be, and I like that. And it's just as gory and like the dark and sexual and sadistic humor is still there. I don't want to give too much away, but like there's this one girl that shrinks down to like very small size, and there's a part with a penis, and it's fucking hilarious. Crystal kept looking at me like, what the fuck are we watching? And I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. And let's just say like this, he wanted his ball slapped. It's fucking great. I think it's in like the second episode.
I was like thinking that like she crawled in the penis hole. And, like,
No,
fucking-
that actually happened in The Boys though. That happened in The Boys. Where
Yeah, he's like,
I heard
oh my
there's only
God.
like
No.
one thing that was ever turned down by Amazon that the creator or whatever creators wanted to do, and Amazon was like, yeah, no, that's too far. and I can't. Jeremiah could tell you, he was the one that told me that there was like one thing that they wanted to do, and Amazon was like, no,
They've done
that's
some
too
fucked
far.
up shit in that show.
Yeah, so I can't So there was one thing, and Amazon was like, no.
Like they've launched a dolphin out of a van and it got hit by another car. All kinds of crazy shit.
Yeah, so
That show is fucking bonkers.
Yeah.
Some of the shit they do. And Gen V's like that. It's not as much though. Like it's not as much. I don't know. I think them shows are fucking great. As long as they keep making that shit, I will keep watching it because there's some fucked up shit they do. And I wouldn't say it's within good taste, but I would say it's within like
Good taste.
yeah. I mean, I would say it's within good taste.
depends
because-
on what your definition
yeah,
of good
what's
taste
your definition
is.
of good taste? Like they're not killing babies or anything. You know what I mean? Like nothing crazy like that. They're just
Not like the Barbie movie where you're smashing babies' faces and
right. They're doing more
Right.
fucked up shit to like I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let that
Like
go.
the one dude who's like the Aquaman's knockoff is like he's sexually attracted to most aquatic animals. Like he's got there's this one part with this octopus that he just
fish lips.
it's fucked up. I mean, he does some weird shit. Like like the dolphin that gets launched out. He's like sexually attracted to the dolphin. He's like, oh, you know what I mean, flirting
That's
with it because he can
hilarious.
talk to animals.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It's fucking funny. Anyway, moving on. Also, I watched. God damn it! Oh, we watched that Blue Beetle movie.
Oh.
yeah.
What'd you think?
It wasn't that bad, honestly. I didn't think it was
liked it.
terrible. No.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be just another fucking superhero movie, but I liked it because of a few reasons. For one, it showed a little more. It showed something of how immigration can really hurt a family of like Latinos and shit like that. I like that. It was really cool and authentic in that way, and how they struggle and things like that. Obviously, this is in a very made up world, but also like the family that he comes from, they don't have money. They're very poor and broke, and they show that a lot in the movie. I like that. And I honestly thought that kid who plays Miguel or whatever on Cobra Kai, I thought he was going to do a terrible job. He actually did a really good job. I was
Yeah.
surprised. I don't know. I just thought it was a good movie. And what's his name? The stand-up comedian. He had his own show for a while. He's in the movie.
The uncle,
Yeah, the uncle.
the guy who plays in Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah, that guy. I can't remember his name. Is it George Lopez? I think it's George
I
Lopez.
think so.
That dude is fucking hilarious in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, he's like the best character.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
his
he's
own
hilarious.
TV show, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was George Lopez.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a good movie. I would watch it if. It would be a better movie if I wasn't like fatigued from so many fucking superhero movies. Like at this point, I'm like, oh my god, man! You know, another one. You know. So
I like
was-
superhero movies like a lot.
I do too,
so-
but Jesus Christ, there's so many of
I'm
them.
so
now.
over it.
Yeah, there's so many of them, and I'm like by the time they actually do come out with the X-Men and the MCU, I'm gonna be all tuckered out from
It was kind of
all.
like the zombie stuff for a while.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm done. I'm so over it.
like whenever
I can't watch any more zombie shit.
yeah, that's like whenever Zack Snyder said, "Oh, I'm gonna do an Army of the Dead." Like, cool. Why? You know, zombies it's a dead thing. Like,
they
Literally.
killed it.
yeah, they beat it into the fucking ground. It's like you guys can't just leave well enough alone. Like, leave it alone for a while, come back to it. Leave it alone for a while, come back to it. Like, don't drown us in it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, it's ridiculous, and they do that with a lot of properties.
Well, the problem is that they can't make money. So when something does make money, they go nuts with
They
it
go nuts
until
with
it
it.
doesn't make money.
Yeah,
anymore.
they just squeeze it dry.
The only
And-
thing that was like refreshing with Army of the Dead was that he made the zombies where like they had like a hierarchy system. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
they,
yeah.
They didn't have the trope of, well, if you hit them in the head, they'll die. It wasn't the same trope. Like they literally
They were
killed-
almost invincible. Though was the problem. Also,
I hate
my,
that. I really hate that.
almost my problem with the whole movie. The best thing about the movie and the best thing about Zack Snyder is his filmography, man.
Yeah.
The way he films things is fucking gorgeous. He films things in a way that like they just look so good. And he does this like
He could take
like
a B-rated movie and make it look
yeah,
like
he
a
does
A
this thing with his
class.
camera where he'll only slightly blur out the background and like it just looks so fucking good the way he does it. And that's what like he's making Rebel Moon right now for Netflix,
Yeah.
and I can't wait, dude. I'm like, I don't even care what the movie's about. If it's filmed like that, I think it's going to be a gorgeous movie.
It was like that Trespassers movie that we watched, the break-in movie. The cinematography in that movie was amazing.
Yeah.
Some of those shots that were in that movie
Yeah.
were really, really good. It was just the movie wasn't very good.
Right.
Yeah.
I really do think that in this case, that's what I love about that movie. But like but then again, the way they filmed Dawn of the Dead, well, that was him too. What am I thinking? That was also him. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, but yeah, he made Dawn of the Dead also, and that was a gorgeous fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I like Zack Snyder. I think he's a hardcore motherfucker too. I mean, his son committed suicide, and he still came back from that.
Yeah.
He's awesome. I
Yeah.
love Zack Snyder.
That's
So that's everybody. It's everything.
Yep.
I think that's all I watched. Oh, we did watch an episode of How It's Made.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched how socks are made.
How'd that work out?
Mannequins.
Yeah,
Mannequins, socks,
Have a
Oh.
lot of
uh,
There's
gooey
a lot of
stuff.
hypodermic
stitching.
needles, and what was the other one? There was another one. Don't remember the other one, but
It wasn't that memorable.
What was the
anyways.
most interesting one on there?
Oh, it was made with machines.
knives,
Knives.
cutting kitchen knives.
Oh.
Honestly, the most interesting one.
Was the socks?
I don't even know if that was interesting so much as like, wow, that is a really complicated process for socks. Like this machine that makes a sock is just like so,
Did it have a lot of gooey
Intricate.
material in it?
huh?
Did it have a lot of gooey material?
No, that's
in
after
It?
it's made.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I think the most interesting one was
Ew.
the mannequins look stupid. They weren't even like plastic mannequins. They were like foam.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, that's
yeah.
weird. So they can like move them and
Yep.
all that. I thought that was dumb.
I want to see the plastic ones.
Yeah, I want to see the
Or, like
plastic,
plastic
ones.
people. I mean, mannequins.
But that's just the one. We just picked a random episode, so
Mm.
it was whatever.
I used to be obsessed with that show.
I used to also, but I'm like scrolling through. Like, there's like 24 seasons.
Yeah.
I was like scrolling through them. I was like, none of these episodes look interesting. I don't care about how any of this shit's made. Like, you know?
and then you get hooked into it. You're like, oh,
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway, moving on. Let's get into our movie here and talk about that.
Let's talk about the movie.
How about that?
So this week we watched Critters from 1986.
Just like glitch out.
Yeah, I
for a
glitched
second.
out. I had to
You
think
what?
about it. I was like, what am I supposed to do next? Or am I
Blank.
forgetting
Right there.
something?
What?
Yeah, it's all right here, but I'm like, yeah, that's right.
Weird.
All right, well, we're gonna go around the table, ask everybody. Well, actually, you want to read off the plot synopsis and all that first?
Yeah.
I like doing
so-
that before we do what would you
Yeah,
watch?
so Critters, 1986. A massive ball of furry creatures from another world eat their way through a small Midwestern town, followed by intergalactic bounty hunters opposed only by militant townspeople. Directed by Stephen Herrick. Cast Dee Wallace as Helen Brown, Emmett Walsh as Harv, Billy Greenbush as Jay Brown, and Scott Grimes as Brad Brown.
And Billy Zane.
yeah, Billy Zane.
Well,
You
he's
cannot
like
forget him.
he's like almost at the end. Steve Elliott is Billy Zane. Like he's like
Billy Zane wasn't really known. back
he was like dead in the first 20 minutes.
This was like right after Back to the
I mean,
Future.
He had a few lines, and he
he had a few lines and he died. Like
He was actually not a bad boyfriend. He was like, I don't think we should do this, and like, I think we should
no,
go
he
watch.
was.
He was actually
Well,
like,
he didn't
very
want to die.
respectful.
Her dad was giving him the stink eye.
Yeah,
Didn't
like,
her.
well,
Yeah.
shouldn't we go? And then like, yeah,
She was a bitch.
she was. She was.
Yeah, I don't
she was
like
a skank.
I don't think there was any character development for her, like, at all.
None.
The
Not
mom.
really.
Oh, I've got
They
lots of things to
show
say
it.
about April.
Oh.
The mom drove me nuts.
The mom?
Oh my
Screaming
god.
all that. That's D.
Oh,
Wallace.
yeah.
But still, though,
I
she
love
was-
Dee Wallace.
she's kinda
Shut your
annoying.
mouth.
She was kind of
A
annoying. All right, let's
lot.
get it. Hold on. Would you watch again? Would you recommend Karen?
Yes. I've seen this movie a million times.
All right, Eric.
Well, I recommended the movie, so yes and yes.
Joseph hated it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna tell you that right now.
I'm only gonna say yes because it's a classic.
See?
It is a classic. So what? Oh, you think I hate the movie?
Mhm.
Shut up, Karen.
Because I'm
He's
right.
not denying
I
it.
don't hate the movie. That is not true.
It didn't age well for him.
Is that why his hair?
I mean,
Is that
She's
why
called it.
Karen is
I knew it before. I knew it as soon as you announced that that's what we were gonna watch. I knew what his reaction was gonna be.
this movie, it's not even that it hasn't aged well. It's that
Well, no, and now it's not that because I. Already,
it's not
because I
that
said
so
it.
much as it is.
Karen,
There's a
it
lot of
hasn't aged
plot
well.
holes.
there's a lot of fucking plot holes in this movie.
I know it's
Well,
kinda-
yeah, it's a lot of plot holes. It's almost B-rated, almost.
I'm not gonna knock it a lot, man. I still like the movie.
I still like the movie.
Calm down, Karen.
I mean, it's really that's what it's made for. It was
cool.
made for that.
Yeah,
reason.
I mean, it doesn't mean
It
I
was
have to
made
like
that
it.
way. I'm not saying you have to.
Hey, just let me
You
have
like
my
trauma,
opinion.
You like trauma movies.
So don't mean I like them all.
Did you ever watch that chicken one?
No. What chicken one?
That one I told you to watch.
What's it called?
Fuck, I don't remember now. I have to look it up later.
Thanksgiving 3.
No,
No, that's a turkey.
maybe it was a
Look at
chicken.
all
No, it was
this.
chicken. I think it was a chicken.
Look at
No.
all those chickens.
Look at all them chickens.
Yeah, there was.
All
there was a
right,
chicken.
we're gonna go ahead and spoil the shit out of this movie. Madison is going to read the entire plot, all
It's one page.
1/3 or 2/3 of a page. It's not long at all. I can't believe I couldn't
Dude,
find a
this
longer
is
plot.
so long.
I couldn't find a longer plot. I'm like, what is this? Like, I should have just typed it out myself. I could have had more.
Yeah, you probably add a lot more description.
Yeah, like this is not much at all. So this isn't going to take very long. Good thing we have a lot to talk about.
I can tell you, like my cousins were watching Dirty Dancing for like the millionth time in one living room, and I was probably watching this for the millionth time in the other living room, just because I was not watching Dirty Dancing ever.
You've
You
never
don't like
seen
Dirty
it?
Dancing?
No.
I don't like romance movies.
I don't either, but I like Dirty
movies.
Dancing.
I
I've never
literally
seen
watched
it.
Dirty Dancing.
Nobody puts baby
like,
in the corner,
once, probably.
I don't think I've watched it all the way through. Like at all.
Never? Really?
No.
I've seen it all
Oh,
the way
wow.
through, but in bits and pieces, like throughout my life.
Like I could piece it together.
Yeah,
Like,
I know what happens.
I know what
she-
happens.
I know that.
I know
you
at some point he comes in there into the hall and he's like, nobody puts baby in the corner.
Yeah,
and
I know
then
that
they
happens. I
dance.
know there's some dancing. No, I've seen it, but
I know there's a scene in the water where he picks her up and does the thingy.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's about it. That's
Yeah.
all I got. It's the little and that's
Yeah.
it.
Huh?
yeah.
Huh?
Does he sound like he's gonna throw up like that too?
Maybe.
Probably,
Huh? Huh?
probably.
Smells like fish over here.
Ah,
I know
damn,
that. I
you
know they
stink,
hated
woman.
each other behind the scenes.
Huh?
Him and Jennifer Grey.
They hated?
Yeah, they hated each other behind the scenes.
Why?
They couldn't get along. I don't know.
Imagine
that.
Imagine like hating someone and being in a romance movie with them.
Well,
Like,
that's just
That
good
happens-
acting.
That happens a
actually
lot.
happens a
Ryan
lot.
Gosling and
Oh, Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams hated each other.
That's
during
another
The
movie I've
Notebook.
never
It
seen it.
happens a
But then they
lot.
dated after they made the movie. It made no sense.
Well, maybe they realized they had chemistry on camera.
Maybe
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen that movie either.
I did. Unfortunately,
Well,
it's
I
not
mean,
good.
There's a lot of people.
You want to talk about fucking romance movies of romance movies? That's it right there.
Well, I've seen like enough like parts to go. That guy is not romantic. That is stalker. Like that's creepy.
There's actually
No, he's not a stalker. He just waits a really long time for her.
That's
And that's what people love about him. I'm like, yeah, but it's like almost kind of psychotic. You
that's
know
what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. That's not
So-
romantic. That's creepy.
what Notebook
Yeah.
He is kind of on a level of creepiness.
a little bit.
But it is Ryan Gosling.
So
And
he can
that's
be as
the
creepy
only-
as he wants.
That's the only part about it. Like if it was any other guy, if it was just a normal guy, that's creepy. But since it's Ryan Gosling, it's hot.
How do we get from Critters to Notebook?
I don't know. Let's get back to
But-
art. Sorry.
Anyways, there's a lot of issues. Like they're not issues, but there's a lot of people that actually can't get along with people that they work with, but outside of work, they can actually be, like romantic or whatever.
There's a lot of people that don't get along, period. And like Charlize Theron and fucking what's his face? Bane.
Oh, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, they don't
yeah.
get along at all.
Yeah.
She couldn't fucking stand him.
But for good reason.
Yeah, for good reason, yeah.
She's a fucking professional.
Yeah. Anyway, Madison, go ahead and read off that plot.
The film begins on a prison asteroid in outer space. A group of unseen creatures known as critters are set to be transported to
Krites.
another.
Right.
Krites.
Says critters.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
wrong.
but they call
Yeah,
them
they
Krites.
call the space people call them Krites. People on Earth call them critters.
Well, they say
I'm sorry.
the Krites, the critters.
I know. Wait.
I was like, wait, so are they Krites or critters? What do you call them in space?
I know. I was confused about that when I was a kid too. Like when they started calling them Krites, I thought that they were called Krites was short for critters
Yeah.
when I was a kid.
No,
And
but it is, though. It is.
no.
Yes, it is, because he gets in the car and he's telling the kid, he's like, where are the Krites? He goes, Krites? Yeah, the critters. Yeah, the critters.
No, he's calling them critters because that's what country folk call animals, critters.
Yeah, but he didn't know that.
Brad would know that because that's what Brad would call.
But Brad
an
didn't call him
animal.
a critter. That's what I'm saying.
No,
The
Brad did
aliens
call him.
did.
Brad,
The alien
aliens
did before he
first.
did.
He was like, Krites, critters.
He's like, the Krites, the critters. He's like, oh yeah,
I don't remember
in
Brad
the car
ever
whenever
calling
Brad
them
got in the
Krites.
car.
No, I don't
The-
remember Brad.
the
saying
bounty
Krites.
hunters
I
always
He
remember-
did.
I remember
Krites.
like they had the conversation.
I don't believe you.
Brad said,
You've seen it a million
critters.
times.
I have. That's why I don't believe you.
We just watched it. I
We
swear to
did.
God,
I
he gets
s-
in
I-
the car. He gets in the car. He says, "Where are the Krites?" He goes, "What?" He's like, "The Krites, the critters."
The alien says.
That's what
"Where
he
are the
says
Krites?"
to Brad.
Yeah. The
Yes,
bounty
the
hunters
bounty
say, "Where are the
Yeah.
Krites?" And Brad says the critters. Brad would say the
And then the
critters because
alien
that's
said
what
the
country
Krites,
folk
critters?
call animals.
That's
The
not what he
Krites.
says.
No, he said the Krites, like questioning what the person was
Yeah,
saying.
he was saying the Krites as in questioning what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Brad says the Krites. He goes, "Yeah, the Krites, the critters." That's what the alien says to Brad.
Yeah, after Brad calls him a critter.
I never hear him call him a
I
critter.
didn't hear him call
Yeah,
him critter
Brad
either.
called them critters when he got in the car. I
Yeah, he
remember
said there's
that.
all these critters at my house and they're like the Krites. And he says
Oh, maybe I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe I missed that then.
I've
Because
seen
I
it
was
a
just like,
million
oh, they just know him as critters then.
I promise you, they said Krites, he said critters.
No, she promises it, guys.
You gotta look it up.
Pause it
now on the
right
internet.
here
Yeah.
and
Pause
go
it,
look
come
and
back.
come back.
And know that I'm right.
Comment,
And then
let
put
us
it in
know.
the comments.
And if she's not right, it's only because they've changed it since this.
Yep.
We could put it on a poll.
Yeah.
If you
On a
like.
poll. Why would we want to get on a poll?
No, you can put those
I don't want to
like,
be on a poll either. I make
Oh.
plenty of
and
money.
a G-string nonetheless.
Do you want to see it?
No. No.
Throw us some money. We might make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
No.
If there's money involved, he'll do it.
I will.
I'll stay off the internet for the rest of my life just to avoid seeing that ever.
Your eyes will burn out of your head.
Don't worry, I'm sure Crystal will show you at some point.
No, she won't. That's weird.
No, she wouldn't. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just
Go
to
ahead.
gross her out.
When the seemingly intelligent creatures hijack a ship away from the station, the leader of the station hires 2 transforming bounty hunters to hunt the critters down.
The most incompetent bounty hunters known to man.
No shit.
No shit. Like at the end when he thanks them, I think I wrote it down. I'm just gonna
These
say it
guys
now.
destroy. Well, the one guy
Brad
we're going
blows
back and
up
forth on
everything.
this
He
movie.
shoots everything.
Yeah.
Brad
Mhm.
says thank you, but why did he thank them? They literally showed up, shot up the house a little,
And didn't
then
do anything.
Brad saved the day.
Yeah, they didn't do anything.
No, they
Literally
didn't.
only killed one critter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
it
one
was
in
in
the
the
toilet.
toilet. Yeah.
They couldn't even get away. They just
Yeah.
shot the one in the toilet that couldn't get away.
Brad literally killed like most of them.
Yeah.
Brad and his
And
family
his
did
family.
most of the killing.
I need a kill count on the critters, by the way,
I think
because there were
I
supposed to
think
be
there was
8.
only 4 or 5.
There was only
kills.
supposed to be 8, and I felt like
yep,
there were more
I've got
than
a kill
8.
count for you.
You have a kill
I have a
count?
kill count.
Okay.
Some trivia.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I didn't understand that because Brad really is the hero of this story,
Mm-hmm.
and he
Well-
thanks them at the end like they're the heroes, and
Maybe
it's
he's
like
just being
Brad
polite.
is the hero technically, but his mom killed more of the critters.
I
Yeah,
was
she
thinking.
did.
I was thinking that Charlie
did.
did a lot more than he did. I must be thinking about the sequel.
you are because in the 3rd and 4th, Charlie's kind of the hero.
Okay, I thought so. Is the kid in the second one?
Brad's in the second
Yeah.
one, but he's not in the 3rd and 4th.
Okay, I knew he wasn't in the 3rd and 4th.
So-
I didn't know. I couldn't remember if he was in the second.
Like, the only thing that the bounty hunters did was scare off the critters.
Yeah,
Yeah, they just
Yeah.
scared him out of the
Yeah.
house, and then the critters blew that fucker up anyway.
Yeah, they blew up the
So-
house. They blew up the house, and then it was kind of
Laughed.
funny. They blow up the house, and then they laugh, and then they
Yeah.
got their asses blown
Yeah.
up too.
They
It's
laughed,
like, well,
and then
fuck
they-
you.
I did like their little laugh
And then,
though.
like, you heard him say, "Oh no."
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
They
That
started
part,
laughing
that
like-
part at the house, whenever they shot his ass and blew him up and shot him, and they were like, "Fuck, they got weapons."
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that they cuss and everything else.
Like,
They're like, they have weapons. So what? Fuck.
It's pretty funny.
Anyway.
It's like I said. I told Madison this is almost on the same level as like, not quite on the same level, but almost on the same level as like Killer Clowns.
Yeah, it's
that same
it's an entertaining
yeah.
monster movie.
It's not supposed to be
as long
overly
as you don't
scary.
take you don't
Yeah.
take it too seriously, and you don't yeah, you don't take it too seriously like Killer Clowns.
It's in those monster
just-
movie. It's in that monster movie realm of like. You could even say Tremors. It's even, it's
just
got comedy to it.
Yeah, it's
and
just
things
an
like that. It's not
entertaining
overly
monster
serious.
movie. Yeah, it's just and
I'm trying to think of. There's
and as
another
a kid,
one. There's
as a
another
kid
one that's a
especially,
lot
you
like
really
that.
like it because the kid is the hero. Like
Yeah.
you have
Ghoulies is the same way.
Yeah.
Ghoulies.
It's
I used to as a kid get this and Ghoulies confused.
because of the
Yeah.
toilet.
No, just because they're little small monsters essentially.
What about Leprechaun?
Leprechaun is another good one to compare to
Yeah.
this. A very good one.
Never
to compare
seen
to
that
this.
And
one.
they always used to
I have 'em all on
compare.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, you
I
should
know.
watch. You should at least watch the first one.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
least, yeah.
They always compared like this and Gremlins, which I never got the comparison.
No,
As a kid, I never got the
mean,
comparison.
I get
Some
it.
people get it mixed up.
But these are aliens, and Gremlins are.
I get it because they're small
Terrestrial.
creatures terrorizing and blah blah blah.
Yeah, but like Gremlins are terrestrial. They're from Earth. They're just.
Well, I think they're just comparing it on that level of like a small menace.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I
know.
guess it's just I don't know. I mean, I seen them both as a kid, and as a kid, I liked both. I just didn't. I didn't see them as similar,
Right.
and even as an adult, I just seen them coming out at the same time or close to the same times or whatever, and like I still don't get the comparison.
You know,
guess.
I
just-
wonder-
I don't know.
I wonder what would happen if you got a crate wet, a critter wet.
One went in a fryer and he just lost his hair.
Yeah,
well, the
that's
one
like
was in the
thinking
toilet
about-
and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's
so-
true. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. He just almost drowned.
Yeah, he was like down in it, like shit. I can't fit.
Yeah, can it get out? Yeah.
It's like a hairy turd in there.
It'd be even better if they actually had like voice like sounds.
Oh, I liked it better that you had the
To
little
read it.
subtitles, just because that was funny. Like
Yeah,
they had like
I do like the subtitles.
yeah, they had an alien dialect that you know, of course we can't understand them.
Well,
you
like
know.
the part of Army of Darkness, you see the skeletons running away. Let's get the hell.
No,
out
let's
of
get the
here.
hell out of here.
That would have me fucking die.
Yeah.
Dude, whenever we started this movie, I didn't expect for it to start in outer space with a bunch of aliens. Like, I don't know what I was expecting.
It is weird
But-
that it starts that way. The sets and the stages for that are not good. They're very
No, they're-
low budget, but
I'll tell you,
it's a good thing they don't spend a lot of time there either.
Yeah.
Because what they do well though is like whenever the spaceship passes the moon was way over. It was way over craterized. Yeah, it was very
the contrast of it was off.
yeah, it was very
Yeah.
off, and it was very over detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, but it still looked cool.
What was
You know?
cool? What was cool though is like so the floating guy. I thought that was pretty well done for the time, right? Like so the guy floating around and all that, like how they made him look and all that, and the transformation, the face transformation.
Yeah, I really like
was
that.
I
very
thought
good.
that was very well done,
Yeah,
especially
I did
for
like
the
that.
time.
Yeah,
Some of the special effects in general were very well done, considering the budget of this movie, the kind of movie it was,
I agree.
and the time that it was made
yeah.
was very well done.
Well, let's get through the rest
Yeah.
of the plot here.
Sorry, we keep getting
It's only one
sidetracked.
page, guys.
I know.
Yeah, we
Well,
can,
we can get through
sidetrack
it.
This movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can sidetrack all we want. It's only half a page.
Well, I'm saying we can get through it, and then we can talk about it all.
Yeah,
we
that's
want, so.
Meanwhile, on Earth, we are introduced to the Brown family living in rural Kansas town. The father, Jay, the mother, Helen, the teenage daughter, April, and the troublemaking
Bitch.
son, Brad.
Bitch.
Brad often hangs out with
I
dopey
said,
mechanic
bitch.
Charlie. Is there something you would like to share with the class, Joseph?
We said bitch.
I said, bitch.
Mi scusi.
When he and Brad are outside, Charlie accidentally hits Brad's sister with a slingshot pallet.
Boy, you shot your sister with a
Pallet?
slingshot.
I would have done it too.
Pallet?
Pallet? I don't know.
Pellet.
Pellet. Yeah.
Okay.
So
With
what
a
the fuck?
slingshot pellet. And Brad, wouldn't it just be a rock though? Don't you use rocks in slingshots?
You use
Yeah,
pellets. You can
whatever.
use pellets.
Yeah,
they have
whatever.
slingshot pellets.
Oh. We should get a slingshot, Dad.
That's a terrible idea.
No, it's not. Not for me.
Be breaking window. Yeah, definitely for you.
Be
Not
killing
for me.
birds
I'd
like
aim
Big
at the
Daddy.
fence.
Give me that.
Until
I
it
think.
ricochets and hits a window.
I'll aim that up. Because if you aim up,
How about you
it'll
just
go
keep
down.
reading? Well,
Come on, please.
shut up.
Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna keep asking though, because that's cool. We could take it out to Grandpa Dusty's or Crystal's dad's.
It's just a fucking slingshot. They're not that dangerous. I'm just worried about you shooting out a window.
I won't shoot out a window out there.
Just read the thing. We'll see.
Okay. He says we'll see, but I know he
Get
won't.
those little pocket
Because
slingshots.
we'll see means drop the subject.
I had a slingshot.
Yeah.
And Brad, not wanting his friend to get in trouble, passes the blame on himself. He is grounded, but sneaks out onto the roof and takes his seat in a tree. In the tree, he sees a comet streaking the sky and that falls somewhere in the distance, making a loud crash, prompting Jay to run outside. He is surprised, yet not necessarily angry, to find his son in a tree, who says he was blown outside by the explosion. Jay, obviously
You know what
not
every
believing
dad is
this,
thinking
takes
at
his
that
son
point.
along with him to find the comet. It's the craziest thing, Dad. That explosion shook
Did you just
me
call it
out
that
of my
explosion?
room. I said that explosion.
Right out of the room.
Oh.
That
Right out of my
explosion
Yeah, that whenever you
shook
see-
me
yeah.
right,
Hey, right out of my
that
window
room.
into the
Shot me
tree.
shook me right out of my window. I don't know. I was like, what did the...
You know, like
It was
every
pretty funny,
dad's-
though.
It was
Every
funny.
dad's thought on that is like,
You just roll your eyes and shake your head. Like, come on, man.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, okay, I see you.
Fucking dumbass.
At the crash site, we see that the comet was actually the critter ship. Subtitles, we see that the creatures want food. Num num num. Shortly afterward, the critters make their...
Was that on there? Or did you just add that?
Joseph's face is, the fuck?
I'm sorry.
Okay. You're like, num, num, num. Like, why? Why did you do
guys say
that? Num, num, num.
It was on the paper.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was on the paper, y'all.
Penny says that a lot.
She's adding it.
Num, num, num.
See? It says it right there.
I see it, yeah.
That
It does say it.
That font is great, by the way. You should keep that font
Yeah,
forever.
I'll do that on the next one.
Thank you. Oh, that's just hair. Okay. Shortly after the critters make their way towards the farm and manage to cut the power, Jay, Helen, and Brad go to the circuit breaker where Jay is attacked by one of the critters. The family manages to evade the critters and get into the house. Meanwhile, the two bounty hunters already landed on Earth travel from pillar to post in the town looking for the critters.
All they do is just rip the town apart.
They literally go in and blow up the church, blow up the bowling alley.
They did more damage
Yeah.
than the damn critters.
Yeah,
did.
right.
The critters literally
And then they go in
set
and pretty much
one
destroy the
farm,
house.
doing almost no damage
Yeah.
until they show up.
Uh-huh.
They just
I
went
got
and
a
started
question.
shooting places up. Like, what the fuck?
How did the
Riding
critters
cars
know
in
to go
through
out?
it.
Well, and Lee's the one doing all the damage. Ug's just walking around like watching Lee going,
Why did you do that?
what are you doing?
I have one question though. So when they go into the bowling alley and you hear all the gunshot or all they're shooting, what the hell were they shooting in the bar?
He shot the TV, I know that.
was it, but like when everybody starts running out of the bar, you hear like 4 or 5 of the shots go off, and then you see them walk out of the bar. It's like
You'd have to ask Lee because
Did-
Lee's the only one shooting things.
Did
like
they
he's
kill
a
the
menace.
other guys that were in the bar playing pool? I mean,
I don't know.
which Jeremiah actually brought up something I never thought about. Their names are Ugg and Lee.
ugly.
Ugly.
Like Dragon Ball or not Dragon Ball. Fuck. God damn it! What's that movie? Double Dragon.
What about it?
They had the two guys' last name was Lee and Ugg, and then
Oh.
the big one dude was like, "Oh yeah, ugly, ha 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 ha." Yeah.
Okay. I have a question. How do the critters know to go after like the generators and like all the power stuff?
Because they're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they
They
can
kn-
fly a
but, like-
plane or fly a
Yeah, they
ship.
fly a
Yeah, but
ship.
they've never been to Earth before, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure they get the general understanding
Yeah.
of power and power
But like they're
supplies.
from different planets. Just like we can't go to different planets. How do they even know they can like land on our planet or eat the things
but
on our
think-
planet?
Remember
without
before Ugg and Lee got there, they learned a lot about Earth because of those things or whatever. I assume the critters probably had something similar.
No, no way.
Okay.
Okay. Sure. They knew nothing.
No, they didn't.
They are dumb little
Because, like,
creatures.
How could they even know like that once they got down there, that their atomic genetic stuff would mix with ours or wouldn't mix.
They don't. They're smart, but they're not fucking smart when it comes to their stomachs. They'll eat anything.
Yeah.
They literally, like, when they got to, like,
They
the
could
beginning
eat
of the
through
movie,
the bars at the prison. I'm sure
Yeah.
that they can
the beginning
stomach
of the movie,
whatever.
They told they asked, like, you were supposed to have 10 Krites. What happened? And it was like, well, we had to kill one because they're eating everything.
Yeah.
It said that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention.
There were 8 of them whenever they escaped.
Yeah. There were
Yeah.
10 to start
So
with, and
that-
8 escaped.
Yeah, 8 escaped.
Wait, so if they killed one, does that mean it's because that one killed another one?
They said that they had to kill one. They killed another when they were escaping, and 8 escaped.
Oh, okay. Alright. Hang on. No.
Oh, shit, they got weapons.
Meanwhile, the 2 bounty hunters already landed on Earth, travel from I already read that. When Brad goes for help, he manages to bring the bounty hunters to his home.
Good Lord, they skipped a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
That's right, we'll go through it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
When Brad
That's
goes
why
for
I
help,
love
he
Paul
manages to
Evermore.
bring bounty hunters to his home. After their arrival, the critters flee back to their ship, but manage to kidnap April. Brad rescues April from the ship, and he and Charlie manage to get a large custom-made firecracker in through the ship's door. Shortly after, the critters blast the Browns' house into pieces.
I'm just thinking of them laughing and then
spaceship-
them going up too.
This
They blow out, they're
spaceship
like,
can fly through-
Oh no!
This spaceship can fly through space and go through asteroids and all this, and one little small firecracker is out of a huge.
No,
ship.
that was a big
So-
firecracker.
That was a big fucker. That was like a stick of
pipe-
dynamite, dude.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
see how much
pipe bomb.
like powder he put in that shit?
like a pipe bomb?
Yeah.
More than anything, but still, I don't think a pipe bomb would do that much damage to a spaceship.
Well, there was whiskey involved too.
Yeah, that's
That always makes it worse.
See?
Through the ship's door shortly after the critters blast the Browns' house into pieces, their ship explodes, supposedly killing all the creatures. The following morning, the bounty hunters leave in their ship after getting Brad a strange remote-like device. The bounty hunters manage to repair the Browns' house in less than a minute with the device and fly off. Afterward, the camera pans toward the barn where the green eggs can be visible, implying there will be a sequel.
Which there was.
Many.
Yeah. Also, that ending was stupid as shit. The house being put back together made no fucking sense to me.
I knew you were gonna
Yeah.
hate it.
I hated that.
I knew you were
It
gonna
was
hate it.
so dumb.
So they can space travel, but the house you have a problem with.
Yes. Yes, because
Okay.
this little remote just rebuilds the whole house. And the roof was still fucked, by the way. I don't know if you noticed or not. The roof was still fucked up.
Roof was probably fucked up beforehand.
Maybe. I was wondering that. I was like, I wonder if that roof was already fucked up before.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it was just a model, so like I'm sure.
I'm
they just,
sure,
you know what
yeah,
I mean?
but-
Like, and they just filmed it in reverse, so like
Yeah.
whatever the model was wrong with the model or whatever, you know. But
I just thought that was so dumb.
I knew you would hate that part.
Yeah, I hated it. I was like, why can't the house just be blown up, done with it? Like, you know,
They had to
oh,
rebuild a
that
new
sucks.
house.
We got to rebuild a house, but
Well,
hey, at least the critters are gone.
bounty hunters had to do something.
That's all they. So yeah, I hope
They
they.
had to have some redeeming
Hopefully, they
quality.
rebuilt the entire town that they blew up because they shot the fuck out of the town.
Well, you don't know that. They pressed the button.
Uh,
Maybe the whole town got rebuilt, and we just didn't see
Maybe
that part.
it's a good possibility.
They had to have some redeeming quality because fuck, all
Yeah.
they did was tear shit apart.
Maybe that's why that dude didn't care about shooting everything. He's like, fuck it, it's gonna. We'll give
Oh,
him one
no.
of those little
I mean,
remote
maybe.
doohickeys, and he can turn back time on everything.
I guess.
I don't know. Fuck that church. I don't think that preacher was a very good preacher.
No, I don't think so either. He was kind of a dick.
Yeah, he seemed kind of like dick and like prejudiced.
Like he
Yeah.
touched little boys.
Yeah, kind of. But
He was giving me a very bad vibe.
like
Like a very I touch little
like
boys.
a very
vibe.
racist preacher. It's
Like
kinda
an
what I
asshole.
got,
He was
yeah.
an asshole, is what I got out of
I
him.
didn't spend enough time with him to learn about him, man.
Just
He the vibe, man.
just.
I've
the
spent a
way he
lot
was
of time
He
with
is
him.
a
This is
vibe,
my
isn't he?
millionth time watching this. So, I actually like the fact that they actually ate breakfast in this movie instead of grabbing an apple and going out the door. Like, oh, I don't have time to eat the 8-course breakfast that you ate.
You're right.
Just
Well, they
throwing that
really
out there.
didn't.
Even
They did. They sat down and like actually ate some food. I mean, they didn't.
I
eat all of
liked
it,
liked
but-
that the dad
for
was
Brad.
he drank a lot of fucking tea.
Yeah,
That
no,
dude
dude.
loved
And he
tea.
had like that
It was like a
mason
big
jar that was like
mason
this
jar of
big, and
tea.
he's just like,
He's like just chugging, and then like at the beginning of during breakfast, he's like just like spoonful after spoonful of honey and that shit.
Mhm.
I was like, man, that's a lot of honey, but damn, that looks
And
good.
And did you
know
notice?
what?
Did you notice that the mason jar survived?
Yeah.
It was laying on the ground. Like after everything exploded, it was laying on the
And
ground.
I just remember
He
he was
never
like
has to
taking a
worry
drink of
about-
his, and he still had the like tea bags in it, and everything
Yeah.
was like chugging. I'm like, God damn,
He
this
probably
dude likes
doesn't have
tea.
to worry about sore throat.
Probably not. Yeah, he probably healthy as shit.
No shit.
Oh yeah.
Maybe I should start drinking tea with honey.
Lynn Shay looked like Lucille Ball in this movie too.
Who?
Lynn Shay, Bob Shay's sister.
The lady,
The dispatcher
the
lady.
dispatch lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she looked like Lucille Ball in this movie.
What else have I seen her in?
She was in Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one. She was the teacher.
Yeah, she's a teacher.
That's Bob Shay's sister, so she's been in a lot of new
Yeah.
line stuff. More recently, she was in that The Call.
That's not Wes Craven's wife, is it?
No, Bob Shay's sister. So Bob
But
Shay
Wes
was
Craven's wife was in 3. No, Dream Warriors.
yes.
She was the nurse or whatever, or the doctor or something.
She was the psychiatrist, one of the
yeah,
psychiatrists.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just following my teeth. They're sending signals like crazy.
Charlie.
Yeah.
I love Charlie.
No. Nothing.
Doesn't hit the same.
Really? Because you were looking at me like you didn't know what I was talking about.
Anyway,
I love Charlie. I love when Charlie would like walk out and he's like, "Call them, they're coming," and everybody's just like, "The fuck is wrong with this guy? Maybe you ought to lay off the whiskey. It's not the whiskey."
I think that I'm going to agree with Eric and say that what's her face, D Wallace or whatever her name is. She was kind of annoying in this movie.
Yeah.
I love D. Wallace.
She spent a lot of time screaming and
She
crying.
can do no wrong.
Her scream just drives me fucking nuts.
But think about it. That's how a woman would act in that situation too.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, they would. If something
Nah.
was running around eating people around
Wouldn't be
you, you would
screaming
freak
hysterically
out.
all the time.
Right.
When did she
I don't
scream that
know.
much?
Like
though?
in the
I didn't
car,
really
in
notice
the
her screaming that
house.
Yeah.
much.
Whatever that one critter got her in the neck and like knocked her out, I was kind of relieved.
Yeah, I was kind of.
That's what she was mostly knocked out, other than when she had. Yeah, I don't know.
Like
She was
on
screaming.
the porch. Anytime she had the damn gun and she was trying to shoot,
She was
shoot
screaming
at
and
him,
crying. Yeah.
Like she would scream as she's getting ready to shoot. It's like, why? Why you guys scream the whole time you're
Why
getting
are you
ready to shoot?
screaming so much?
She's watched too many action flicks.
I mean, she's
No,
most,
Dee has been in a lot of horror.
Yeah, she
but
has.
she's most
I know,
known
I've
for
seen her in
a lot of
American
her
Horror Story.
movies that she's most known for is a lot of her screaming though too.
He's
She's
talking
known
about-
for E.T.
he's
She's
talking-
known
he's
for
talking about her
Critters.
porn.
She's never done
She's not
porn.
porn, yeah. Look it up.
He's messing with you.
I know he is.
You're like,
I'm gonna say I know more than you about Dee Wallace, and I'm gonna say
Probably.
you're totally full of shit.
yeah, you probably know more because you're probably the reason why some weirdo was messaging us. Probably spam from your phone because you watch a bunch of D. Wallace porn.
Why are you
Busted.
obsessed with people watching porn?
I think that's
Because
what
you're
it
the
is.
one watching porn,
I
and you're
don't-
trying to
No, I'm not
subject
watching
other
any porn.
people
I
to
just
your
he
think
just
porn.
wants to.
No, I don't even want to. I just think that somebody here is a victim.
You're projecting
I'm
on other
projecting.
people.
I'm going to project
You're
my foot up
projecting
your
your
ass.
bullshit porn theory on other people. Because you have a porn problem, Joseph.
I
We're
don't
going
have
to get you help.
And they said I
Oh.
needed the grippy socks.
Moving on.
Hey, Jay kills her this one.
Bird! Jesus.
So the boyfriend's license plate, too great? What a
Uh,
dick.
I mean, it is, you know.
I hope that was his dad, because he didn't seem like an asshole.
Well, he just got that car from his dad for a birthday.
That's what I'm saying.
so
I hope
I'm
that
sure
was his dad
I'm sure
giving
his
him that
dad-
license plate, because he didn't seem like an asshole.
Mm-mm.
He wasn't writ that way anyway for what little he was in.
Yeah.
Right.
He did look like an asshole.
You know
though.
what was
He
his
did. He did give that vibe.
Brandon, was that the main kid's name?
Brad.
Brad.
Brad
That's what I was
Brown.
gonna say, and I was like,
Bradley
wait, no, I
Brown.
can't.
Brad.
Okay, so Brad, this kid's like no older than like 11 or 12, right?
I'd say maybe 12.
13, maybe.
13, yeah.
He didn't look. Old
I'd
enough
say
to be
probably
13.
at least 13, 14.
He didn't
Nah, I
look
would say
old enough to
12
be
maybe.
13. Yeah,
12,
he was
13.
like 11 or 12. Not 11, but he wasn't 13, so he's probably 12. Anyways, so if
Do you have a crush? Are you trying to make sure it's okay that you have a crush on this kid?
no,
'Cause
because
he's
it still
an
wouldn't
ugly
be
kid.
okay anyways. I'm trying to say that if I had a 12-year-old kid, I wouldn't send him out while things are running around jumping and biting people and paralyzing them. Like,
I don't think they
Well,
really
that's why
wanted.
the mom was mad.
yeah, that's
but,
why she was screaming most of the
but-
time.
but like even the
To
dad.
be fair, there was no one else.
Yeah, but they didn't even
April's
trust him in the
useless.
beginning or anything. Like, I would trust April more than I would trust
I would
him.
not
No,
trust
never.
April. I would not trust
Yeah,
April with
but
a
think
carton
of,
of
the way,
eggs in the best
no,
of
no, no.
circumstances.
Think of the way that her parents look at her compared to Brad. They look at her
'Cause she's
like
useless.
she can do anything.
No, they don't. She's
Yeah,
useless.
That's
They
why
know
they
she's
always take her
useless.
side.
No, they take her side because he's always picking on her and fucking with her, like shooting her in the ass with a fucking.
He's precocious, and they know that.
Yeah.
She's
She's just a skank.
yeah.
The only thing they got to worry about with her is her getting pregnant.
They know that most of the time he's the one fucking around, but they also know that in this case he's the one that can get the job done.
He's the more capable one.
Yeah,
He's the more useful.
Yeah,
like I mean,
he's the one with the explosives, and they know it.
Yeah.
I mean, speaking of April, so like, she's like totally an asshole. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
Like, so she tells on Brad for every little thing, every little fucking thing. You know, his test and everything, him trying to fake sick, blah blah blah. She goes out to the fucking barn with her boyfriend. He knows about it. He don't say a word, not one word, nothing. And then he goes out there and he saves her ass twice.
No,
And she's a
I think
bitch.
he was going to.
he was definitely gonna go out there and fuck with her.
Yeah,
but,
because he was going
Yeah.
out there to.
but he
do
wasn't
something.
gonna go tell on her though.
Right,
either.
that's what I'm saying. She was telling their parents every little thing he did, getting him in trouble, but he never says a word.
He just liked to get even back.
Yeah, but she would have told on him for that too.
Well, she probably kind of told on herself for being out there in the bar with her.
She would have come up with something. She's a bitch.
we were
You
out
will
there
not change my
studying.
mind.
We were feeding the cows, Daddy. I swear.
Oh,
And he
your
would have
feet
believed her
was-
too.
Like you're the only cow being fed, you
Yeah.
Yeah,
whore.
What milk were you drinking?
yeah. You can't change my mind on this. She's a bitch.
Yeah, she's a bitch for sure.
I don't like April.
I don't really
I wasn't
honestly.
taking her side.
Well,
You
I
can.
don't honestly like a lot of the characters in this movie, but
You guys,
none of the characters are all that likable.
I,
Not like
I always like Brad,
Brad's okay, but I don't know. He's
and I like the
Weird.
dad too because like
yeah. I
Until
like-
he
I like
kinda
the
gets-
dad.
yeah. I guess I
To
do
a
like
point.
the dad.
yeah because like until he kind of gets sort of taken out of the game like at the beginning because he like he gets harpooned and he gets bit like in 7
Twice.
different places.
He gets twice in the same place.
Yeah, like until that happens, like he's down there getting torn apart, and every time they come like to try to come to his aid, he's like, "Don't come down here." You know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit.
Like
of
he's
sense.
trying to be.
He's definitely the protector.
Yeah, like I like the dad, and he tries to do that up until
Yeah,
he
he wasn't
literally
that bad.
can't.
I'd probably say I like Brad, Charlie to a point.
Oh, I
and
love
Dad.
Charlie. I
I
forgot
don't like
about
Charlie at all.
I like Charlie mostly because of like the later movies too, but I really like.
Like I say,
Charlie.
I don't think I like him in this movie. Like later on, yes, but
I like Charlie in this movie
not in
though,
this
too.
movie.
Just it sucks though because like I don't know. I remember him so fondly, but like you watch this movie again and you're like, man, he's like hardly in it.
yeah.
He shows up at the beginning and then he shows up at the end just in time to like help, and that's it.
Yeah. I knew that, and then because I was thinking, I was like, no, he's not really a hero until like the second one,
Mm-hmm.
because he's in all 4 of them, isn't he?
Yeah, he's in all 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie's in all 4
I'm
of
just
them.
following my teeth. They're sending signals like crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
Charlie.
shut up.
Charlie gets much better as the series progresses.
Even as
He's-
the movies get worse.
Yeah,
He gets better.
Charlie definitely has a good character arc
Yeah, he does.
for the whole, like throughout the whole series.
I know in the second one he comes back and he's a bounty hunter
Mhm.
per se, and like
Or in
Brad's
training,
like, Charlie,
apprentice,
you're
whatever you
back.
call it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I really like.
Because I know the bounty hunter comes back still as Johnny Steele or whatever, right?
Yeah, he never changes.
he
Ugg
never
never
changes.
changes. Lee changes all the time.
I think
I
Lee
think
turns.
second one.
Lee never-
He's a female.
Yeah, he
Second
changes
one.
into
Yeah.
some like Playboy person or whatever
like
in the
big
second
tits and
one.
shit,
Yeah. And then he changes into that dude that's like at the fast food place with the glasses. Remember that? Yeah. There's all kinds of shit that happens in the second one that's just hilarious. Second one is definitely more comedy ridden.
Yeah, which
Then
is
this
what I
one-
like about these movies.
Yeah, it's sort of like how well, again, like Gremlins. Gremlins started out sort of serious with the first one, but then in the second one, it really goes comedy driven.
Yeah.
And then the second one with this one, it does go a little more comedy
Didn't
driven.
that since Gremlins come out around the same time?
This is
I don't-
86.
Yeah,
I think
and-
Gremlins came out in 80.
And this I
I
will
don't know.
s-
Gremlins came out in like 79, I think.
yeah,
Wasn't
it did come out before, but this script was written before.
Oh, really?
hmm
You see, I think Gremlins came out in 79.
79 or yeah, you might
79 or 80, something like that. Yeah.
Gremlins came out before, but this script and this
1984.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's right. It is
Yeah.
84.
so yeah, it came out before, but this script and all of that was green lighted and had storyboards and everything done before
Yeah.
Gremlins was a thing. But anyway.
Anyway, I don't really have much more to talk about on this movie. Do you guys? Oh no, hold on. I will say the giant critter was stupid. I didn't like it.
I actually
I felt like it was unnecessary, and you didn't get to see enough of
I
it.
liked
Well,
how they
I-
come up with the arc of it. They grow bigger as they feed.
And that's fine, but
Well-
like they didn't do anything good with it.
Yeah,
you know
that,
what I mean?
should've
that's
done a
that's
little bit
what I
more.
would say is
Yeah.
the negative.
yeah,
I don't like what I don't like about it is that they dropped it.
Yeah.
yeah.
My negative for it is that it's in this movie, and I didn't mind that they kept it in shadows and you didn't see much of it, but that you don't see it in any of the other movies. Because to me, that is a negative. That would be the one thing that they had that really could have driven the plot a little bit more and really could have, given us a
Yeah,
run
in the
for our
second one,
money.
they just have a big ball.
You never
Yeah.
see them
I
growing after they eat
Yeah.
I
anymore
think
in
they
any of the
dropped
other
it.
sequels.
I think they dropped it because it was just probably too much money to go into.
Not really. I bet it would be cheaper to do that than it would be to do the animatronic little ones. Because literally, all it is a dude in a suit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe some animatronics
Well,
in
maybe,
the face.
maybe they
but
figured that it would look hokey and the animatronics.
that's
look
what I
better.
thought too. I was like, I think it would just look cheap,
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know. All I can say is that
It looked like Barney with hair.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. The only thing I can say is that I wish that it hadn't been there at all, or they'd have figured out a way
To make it
to make
better.
it work
Yeah,
because I didn't like that it was dropped.
yeah. I agree. That's what I was like. I think the big one would have been cooler if they would have done more with it,
Or it wasn't there. At
or it
all.
wasn't there at all.
Mhm.
Like, because whenever I saw it grow big, I was like, that's interesting, that's cool, but like I don't remember it. I didn't remember it because it'd been so long since I seen the movie. I'm like, but I don't remember this, and because I didn't remember, by the end of it, I was like, this is why I didn't remember it because they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was just
Oh.
kind of dumb.
Do you guys remember that TikTok thing that was going around for a while, and something we like would eat something or whatever, or taste something, and then like there was like a voiceover and it would say, "Why is it spicy?" Remember that?
Yeah, why is it so spicy? That was a girl that did it actually.
When it ate the
Oh
firecracker.
damn! Why is it so spicy?
When that
And she
one
does the tongue thing.
when that one in the barn ate the firecracker,
Oh, yeah.
Jeremiah was like, "Why is it spicy?" But why didn't it blow up?
I wanted to see. This is where the continuity issues come in. So he eats the thing and he doesn't blow up. He just falls over and dies.
See, like me and Jeremiah
but
were
then,
talking about it.
Maybe their
he
body
kills
can
another one with a
withstand-
goddamn ceiling fan.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's
So-
what. Yeah. So like, I didn't understand. Okay, so like, that one doesn't blow up. Like, it would make sense if their bodies were like, because they do look leathery, right? Like if you see like their arms or whatever.
Yeah, if he didn't
They
blow
do
up,
look
like all
kinda
right, so they're kind of indestructible.
like,
maybe,
maybe-
their external body compared to their internal body is a little bit different. Maybe their internal is a little bit stronger than their external.
Well, maybe like.
I mean,
when
I would
it-
understand their stomach would have to be extremely tough to be able to eat
handle-
all the
Yeah,
shit
'cause-
that they
well,
eat.
the only thing I can say is that like after it happens, like you see it kind of, and then he just kind of stands there for a minute, and it takes a minute.
I thought
then
that
he
was
falls
kind of
over.
funny.
Yeah, it was. It
I mean,
was
that-
funny.
and that's
I mean,
exactly-
it's
it's definitely
played
played
for
up-
laughs.
It's supposed to be played for laughs.
Yeah, it's
but
definitely played for
the
laughs.
problem with
but-
it is it's not consistent with the rest of.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even have that big of a problem with that versus the ceiling fan, because that's exactly what I thought of. You see it get blown up, and then you see the ceiling fan fall, and that ceiling fan looked like if it landed on my foot, I'd just be able to kick it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like it lands on it, but there again, like how high was it on the ceiling? You know what I'm saying? Like
But
I
that
don't know,
doesn't
but
even matter
still,
in the context of getting blown up from the
I
inside.
know. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
But then
Like,
it can't take that small explosion, but it can take.
And then
But it
there
gets
again-
shot with a shotgun and it just splatters it.
Well,
There
what
again,
kind of
maybe
an
they have
explosion
different-
Would that be like? How big was the firecracker? Was it like a little M80? What was it?
It was big enough for him to eat. So
I mean,
it was a good
maybe-
size. I
it
mean,
was like that big.
like a big ass M80. I'm bigger than an M80 probably.
It was big enough for his hand to pick up. So I don't know, like a finger.
about like an M80. So I mean, well, let's try to say is like his internal stomach, like you said, he can eat just about anything. So maybe their stomachs are meant to handle a certain
Amount of damage.
yeah.
Maybe.
That's fair.
That's the only thing that you can conclude in that. Like
Yeah.
is that their stomachs are just
But
nearly
it did
indestructible.
enough damage to kill him.
Yeah, because it does take a minute. Like
Yeah.
you see him kind of, and then he stands there for a minute, and then it's
He's like,
and then he falls over. That does make some modicum. Yeah. Okay.
I'll give it that much.
I will
That's
I
why
will
I'm
concede
here.
that.
I come up with theories.
Thank you, Eric. I will concede that. I'll take it.
Our
That,
theory
All right.
maker
that was
over
it.
here.
That's all I had.
That's all I pretty much have
That's all I
for
have.
this. I will say though, at the end, whenever that small, I will agree. I don't think that would have blown up that ship, but
The whiskey helped.
the whiskey.
That's what I'm going
I was gonna say it was laying next to the gas tank.
I thought it was just a long shot. Like, I mean, I get that you threw the whiskey bottle in and then, the vapor and all that, and that's how it made it to the big, And there again, we don't know their technology. We don't know what all is in there,
Maybe
what
it
all is
can't take
flammable.
that kind of
what,
explosion.
yeah, like we
right.
don't know. So,
Yeah.
okay, sure. I mean, yes, no, maybe.
I think the worst part for me is the house. Rebuilding the house was really dumb.
I actually wrote that down that you weren't gonna like it and
I
that was
don't.
gonna be the worst thing for
It
you.
was the worst thing. I hated it. It was just like I was okay with the rest of the movie being goofy and schlocky and fun, but why'd you have to do that?
I thought the whole church thing was just
I didn't
Out
even.
of place.
I didn't even mind that.
Yeah, they didn't even need to add it.
I think it was just another. To me, a lot of the stuff that took place in the town was just another way to drive home the fact that this was a small town that nothing happened in.
Yeah.
And that the church was another way to remind us of that fact.
I mean, if you're a bounty hunter looking for these small critters that just is always looking for a meal, wouldn't you go to the town too, looking for congregations of people?
Yeah.
Right.
So you're going to check the church if church is in. You're going to check the bowling alley because apparently that's what everybody in this town loves
Right.
is bowling. So
Right.
you're going to check the more populated places where you think that they're going to be trying to feed.
Right.
So I get that. The last place you'd look is a small farmhouse out in the middle of nowhere where there's only 4 or 5 people inhabiting it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Their logic made sense.
But they also went after all the cattle too. So
right, yeah, I understand that, but they're going to be looking for the main indigenous people.
Right. And well, the critters they made a choice that for that farm.
Yep.
They saw, livestock and things like that, so they knew that they could feed there without drawing much attention. They made a choice too. So, the bounty hunters' logic made sense, but the critters also made a good choice too, and they did that on purpose. I think
Yep.
that they both were, making choices for reasons, good reasons. But
Anyway, we guys cover everything pretty much then?
yes.
All right, well, let's go ahead and rate it.
Let's rock out this bitch.
Rate
this bitch.
Let's start with Karen.
Okay, hold on. I gotta pull the thingy-mabob up here.
you're right, Karen.
Hmm?
K is for Karen.
Reviews.
Is it?
K is for cracker.
That's not how crackers spelled.
Oh.
But, you do you, boo.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, the goods, I'm gonna say, like, so the special effects I mentioned, very impressive for the time, the kind of movie that it was. I loved the transformation, and I loved a lot of the characters that were in space, and then like the bounty hunters, the way that they looked were kind of cool. They were kind of going for like that, I guess like Mad Max look, you know, that all that leather and kind of thing. You know, I thought it was kind of neat. And then let's see. I don't think there was a single person that held the shotgun right in that movie. That bugged me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like not one person.
They're all holding them under their
They're all
armpit.
holding it under their arm or above their shoulder.
I
Not
don't-
one person held it right. I don't think even the dad. I don't think even held it right.
I don't know how that little boy expected to shoot that thing anyway. It'd probably pop his arm out of socket.
That's what I'm saying. Like not one person held the
Yeah.
shotgun right.
They ain't got that much kick.
Yeah.
No.
Just
That's
12
enough.
gauge.
That's about it.
Yeah. I might jerk his arm back a little bit. That's about it.
For an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if you had it like away from his shoulder
And it
then
hit
let
it. Yeah, it would probably
then-
hit him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It
But
bruised him.
as long as you have it butted up against you,
I
it's
don't
like-
think he did.
He didn't. He had it under his armpit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that wouldn't even hurt him that way.
Probably would have flung back and hit him in the face.
Yeah, that's about it.
We talked about also the big one. I put that on here for part of my review. Is that either leave it in
Or
for all of them
Or
and
take-
make it a main
or
kind
don't
of
do it.
you know big thing that they have against us is that hey, we've got a few big ones over here, kick your ass,
Right.
or never put it in at all.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you guys knew this. I didn't know this until this watch, but the Chiodo brothers actually did the Critters.
Oh, really?
I did not know that till this
Same
time.
people that did the clowns.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was kind of a big thing for me too after realizing that. I mean, in plot, there's enough plot here, I think, that it makes enough sense for the kind of movie it is. So I'm not going to ding it a whole hell of a lot for that.
It doesn't need a plot.
No,
I mean,
it doesn't. Well, it
A
doesn't
movie like
need-
this doesn't need a big plot.
Yeah, it
or
doesn't
nothing.
need a ironclad plot, I
Yeah.
guess is what I'm going to say. And as much shit as I'm giving you for the house, I don't care for that either. I think it's
Fuck you,
it's
Karen.
kind of
What the
ridiculous.
fuck, man?
I think it is the most ridiculous part of the movie is the
She's
house.
like, I'm gonna give him a hard fucking time about this, though.
Just because
But I agree.
I knew you were gonna give it shit. That's the
Yeah.
only reason. And then let's see, what else can I say? The biggest thing for me is that I grew up watching this movie. I fucking love this movie so much, just because of that. I mean, I could probably quote this movie from frontwards, backwards, slantways, slideways, whatever. I mean, I bought this. I mean, I didn't buy it.
She didn't buy it. She got it for free.
I got it for free. Someone gave it to me, and I mean, I have D Wallace's autograph picture. I love this movie, but it's not a great movie. It's definitely not Oscar worthy. So, I'm gonna give it a 7.
Madison.
I don't like this movie that much.
I didn't expect you would. You're a 16-year-old girl.
I mean, don't give it was entertaining.
This movie's 37 years old,
I won't watch it for a long while.
if ever again.
I might watch it again in a while from now.
Oh, you're watching Critters? Cool, I'll watch it with you.
Yeah,
One of those things.
one of those things.
She'll show her kids one of these days.
I never had any desire to show it to her, so I don't know why she would have
I
any
showed my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'd be
Kevin.
more apt to be like, watch the first one, but only because you want to watch the sequels.
You're entitled to your wrong opinion.
I was just gonna give it a 6 anyways. It's not that far off from yours, so.
I'm only giving it a 7 because of the plot. I have to be fair.
Yeah.
You don't have to be anything.
If it was in
It could be a
my
fucking
mind-
10 to you for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could definitely go higher for me, but I'm also
I'm going to give you my
Fair.
fair fucking opinion on it, so.
I'm going in with what I have.
Yeah. What do you got, Eric?
fine. I'll go 8.
Okay, that's fine. You can give it an 8, Carrot. God. It's your opinion.
No,
That's
I'll go
the point.
7.5.
7? Okay, you're going to meet in the middle. 7
Yeah,
and a half.
I'll go middle. I'll meet in the middle.
Meadle?
Needle.
You're going to go Meadle?
I'll
I'm going to go Meadle.
Go, Eric.
So I'll start with the cons first. Of course, I didn't like the mom screaming. That was number one thing that drove me nuts. Some of the, I want to say, practical effects were a little off for me. But of course, we're talking about a movie that wasn't really budgeted very well, and during the time frame that it came out. So I can't dig it too much for that. Some of the dialogue in it was just like, what was it, Ugg? The one that was the singer dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He was just a little off to me.
He was an alien. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say he was an alien, man.
Yeah, still, like, I don't know. Just
I'm saying English is
I've
probably
just
not
always
their
thought of
first
that
language.
dude as a knockoff Tim Curry.
yeah,
That's what he looks like to me, like a prettier Tim Curry.
He is a prettier Tim Curry, yeah.
I bet with Tim
Jeremiah
Curry.
said the same thing.
But I really
Tim Curry's
enjoyed.
pretty
I
pretty,
really
too,
enjoyed like the
when he was
comic
young.
views in it, like the comedy with the critters. It's nostalgic for me. Watched it when I was a kid. Some of the acting in it was pretty good. I thought, I thought Brad did a good job. The dad did a good job. Even Charlie portrayed his character pretty well, in my opinion. So I'm going to come in here with probably an 8.
There you
Because
go.
it would have been a 9, but like I said,
She's
the
like,
scream-
yeah, get that fucker up.
it would have been a 9, but the screaming and I just
That's
couldn't
higher than
cuss
I
the
thought you were
screaming.
gonna give it though.
Really? Because I thought he was gonna go higher because he picked it. He picked the movies. I was
Just
like,
because you
I
just
thought-
because you
but he
pick a
likes it
movie
towards
doesn't
it.
necessarily mean that
I
you're
can't-
gonna.
That's true,
I
I
can't
guess.
give it too much. 'Cause
There's
like I said,
movies
there's a
that I
lot of-
like watching that I wouldn't.
rate very highly.
Yeah.
I honestly picked it because I watched it earlier the week before.
Yeah.
I watched it the week before, and we were talking about picking movies, and I was like, you know what, Critters.
Did you watch it again then?
So I watched it again.
I love.
Oh, okay.
I could watch
I was just wondering if it was a cop out. He's like, "Why? I've already watched this. I'm just
it,
gonna-
so I don't have to watch it.
I don't have to
again.
watch it again."
No, I watched
Time
it.
saver.
I watched it twice. So that's all I got.
I think for me, there's a lot of things not to like about this movie. Like, I hate the end with the house, but that's neither here nor there. I don't like any of the characters in this movie. I think they're all very dull, except for Lee, because he's got my mindset where just go in and blow shit up, because that's fun.
So he can't make up his
even the
mind
old
about who
lady
he
Yeah,
wants to
Piano.
look
he
like.
can't decide who he wants to be. He's just like, fuck it, let's just blow stuff up. In the second one,
Change my
becomes-
face every 2 seconds.
Yeah, change in the second one, he becomes like a big-breasted woman.
The old-
Kill
piano.
Kreitz.
The fucking
Did he
old
look at
lady's
his
piano
tits?
I don't know. I don't
Probably.
remember.
in the church.
But I don't care about the plot. The plot.
I like that's the only time that Ugg stops him is when he goes to shoot the lady with the piano. He's like, nah, don't
No,
do that.
he shot the piano. He
I
blew
know, but
that
he was
fucking
he
piano
turned
up.
to shoot the lady by the piano, and Ugg's like, that don't do that.
That's because I think at least Ugg was like, "Don't kill the people." You know?
yeah,
what I mean?
like it was funny though because like it's like the only time you see Ugg go, what the fuck are you doing? like,
Don't be killing people.
yeah,
But I think that
You know he wanted to too.
Ugg and Lee are like the two only characters, and they're not even real people; they're aliens that were likable. Mostly because I liked the fact that just Lee walked into a place, started blowing shit up. I like the critters because they're fucking funny and they're critters.
they have weapons. So what?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Fuck. That was the best part.
Yeah.
There's not I don't know. There's a lot of things that like the movie was better than I remember it being. I will say that.
I liked how the critter kept like poking his head out away from the wall when the girl had the shotgun, kept pointing at her. He's like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah,
she still got it.
but I know it's not as good. Like I remember the second one being better. I even remember the third one being better than the first one. No, I don't know. Maybe it's just been a while. But I think eventually I'm gonna go ahead and buy the box set and like watch them all because I really do.
I
wanna watch
absolutely
second and
hate the
third one.
fourth one, and it's not because
I've
it's-
even seen the
I think
fourth
the
one.
second one's the best one.
second one, in my opinion, is the best.
Probably is. It's probably the one that I would like the
I know
most
it's
because I
the best
remember
one.
liking that one a lot because of the Easter stuff and everything.
Yeah, it's definitely, but it's like they round out all of the all the things.
I know that the creatures look better because
Mhm.
they give them more of a clean look
Mhm.
rather than making them
Yeah.
look all leathery and
Yeah.
gross looking.
Yeah,
See, if I would have been able to, I'd probably pick Critters 2.
bigger
Over the
budget,
first
bigger
one.
budget, better. You know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So for me, I'm going to come in low and I'm going to give it a 5.5. I'm not a big fan of the movie, but I am I think I'd be more of a fan of the sequels, especially the second one. But it is what it is. It's just another creature feature. It's good, but it's not great.
Fuck you, Joseph.
I mean, it's a
You're gonna
55.
break your light one of
It's a
these
55.
days.
No, that's over here.
What?
Nothing.
You
Break
knew
your
I was going to
pin
do
one
that?
of these days.
No, I was kidding. Calm
Uh-huh.
down.
Whatever,
Throw it
man.
back there.
Calm the fuck
You're
down.
always hating
Jesus
on me,
Christ.
Karen.
Oh.
I'm always
Style.
hating. Do you hear this?
She's like, whatever, dude. You
Ooh,
hate on me all the
fancy.
time.
Yeah.
I
I'm
can do
always
that.
nice to you. 6.8, asshole. Is the
Hey,
aggregate.
I do what I do. All right, let's get into this Rotten Tomatoes shit.
Oh, God.
All right,
68
Not
for...
looking.
68?
No, it's 45.
45.
Ooh, 50.
I'm gonna go 52.
Madison's
Girl.
gonna take this. It's a 50%.
Really?
It is a
Damn,
50.
right
I
on the
wasn't
money.
even looking. You
Look,
saw
look.
it.
Liar.
Liar.
He's had it up for a while. You looked before.
Peripheral
No, he
motion.
didn't.
I just
Did you?
opened it and closed it.
Yeah,
Couldn't
sure,
remember what it was.
sure. Yeah.
Here.
You're
All
gonna take her
right, let's
side.
see if she knows this one then.
Okay.
What's the audience score?
okay.
Audience score is
I'm going 72.
65.
53.
Madison's gonna take this. It's 45%.
Oh.
Damn.
It is
See,
lower?
I'm
Wow.
45%.
Audience was lower than.
Yeah.
It is. It's bad. So critics' consensus is.
But you got to remember, like, this is new.
this
This
movie.
is new. Like, these are people that are watching it.
Yeah, this
like,
movie is
now.
old compared to Rotten Tomatoes. So this
Yeah.
movie is not going to do well.
A lot
critically.
of the movies.
Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes. You
Yeah.
can kiss my
A lot
ass.
of the movies that came out in the 70s and 80s that are not like. I don't know. What would you call it? Like
I would say if you go like the original Texas Chainsaw.
yeah, that kind of
that's
stuff.
probably gonna be fucking still.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. But I'm talking about like like the B-rated stuff or like the kind of stuff that like
Killer Clowns, I guarantee you, doesn't have a high score.
Yeah, the kind of
Uh,
stuff that like people like us
Probably
would
has a high
watch
score
and
for
just
audience, though.
Might.
Maybe,
It might.
More of a
maybe.
critical like.
Well, only because
But
the
you
only
would
way
be-
that it would is because it's a cult classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would be surprised though. Even cult classics don't always have high scores.
Right.
So
But that would be the only thing getting it up there. Is
Yeah.
if, is this
Yeah.
cult
yeah,
following.
yeah.
Critics' consensus is while Critters ekes out some fun from a game cast and screwball tone, the titular monsters fail to deliver the credible menace that makes a creature feature satisfying. In a way, I guess I kind of agree. Let's get through. I bet there's a lot of negative reviews. God damn it, go back. Oh, wait a minute.
Karen,
Hold on.
what was our score?
6.8.
A 6.8.
I had to get it up there
I helped.
a little.
Okay, I can't get the.
Should have said 9, Karen.
Yeah. Okay. 9.
You should have said 9.
The
Then.
first one isn't my favorite. I like the second one a lot more.
Well, I would have picked the second one if I could, but we
I
had
know.
to pick the first ones.
I know.
For
Just
some
the stupid
reason-
rules.
I can't.
Stupid.
I don't want to hear you guys.
It's-
I was waiting for him to like pick up on it.
This is bullshit.
For some reason, I can't get into the user reviews.
Fuck it, we're going Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
I was doing that weird thing again.
No, it's just doing this thing where it won't let me click.
Well, remember like before when it wouldn't let us even like scroll all the way down for a while?
Yeah. Huh. Here, let me try this. Hold on. Let's see if I can get the desktop site. Yeah, that'd be different. Nope, it's the same. Won't let me have any.
Well, guys, you're gonna have, if you want to find out Rotten Tomatoes critic
Well, let's see if it'll let me pull it up.
reviews, well, you have to go and check it out yourself.
Well, it's not that I want to. It's just not on the site. It's not on the webpage.
Do they even have any?
I would assume so. They would have to in order to have a rating.
Well, maybe nobody wrote one. They just rated it.
Well, it's got
It's not showing up for me either.
it's got 50,000 plus ratings. I'm sure it does.
Well, that doesn't
Oh.
make any sense. Why wouldn't it pull up then?
I know this is a little late, but I did watch another movie. Waiting.
Oh, waiting.
Yeah.
Movie's
It's so
funny.
veiny. See,
Yeah, I can't get any.
I can't get it either. Reviews for
I can get all your critics' reviews.
yeah.
Let's just read a couple of pretentious ones. How about that? How
That's
about a
fine.
top critic review? It's so pitifully plain that the budget won't stretch to showing bigger critters that the pathetic effect becomes laughable.
Oh, I got it.
Well, yeah, they didn't have.
Let me see it. How'd you get it?
I clicked on the link below the thing.
Just
It said 25,000.
and then it
plus
took me out of
ratings.
it. What happened? Oh, that's all you gotta do is click below it. I can do that.
Dad.
Oh, yeah, you can. Look at that. All right.
Shit, I can do that.
All right, 2-star dated sci-fi horror hybrid that probably should have stayed in the 80s. 2-star, not scary or funny. Okay. Here's a long one. You want the long one? 1 star. What the flip actual garbage did I just watch?
You're
I like the little critters. I like the critters themselves, but for some reason they're not treated as the main characters that they rightfully deserve. This guy's defending the critters. The critters look fantastic and everything about them are perfect. And why does it only have a 1 star? But everything else in this movie is pure trash. The human characters are very generic and contribute nothing to the movie in any way besides being a detriment. This movie felt like
A detriment to the bad guys.
I guess
I
this
think
movie
that's
felt
their
like
job.
it wanted to be the rated R adult version of Gremlins, but failed so many counts because the difference between that movie and this is the Gremlins have personality and want to have fun. Here the critters want to destroy and eat stuff, and that's it.
Yeah, this person, he's like in his 20s and doesn't have a dad, so don't listen to him.
Okay. I'm
Wow.
Saying.
wow.
I know a lot.
I'm
about a lot of
fine
people
with
that
what
says that.
they eat, a whole town or something, but a small little farm,
Maybe it's
And-
Jerry.
yeah, in the middle of nowhere gets
I mean, at
stale
least he's
rather
giving his
fast.
opinion, like,
In the
Yeah.
end, if there were more critters and way less humans, that would be perfect. But unfortunately, it didn't work that way.
it's kind of like the opposite of Gremlins in a sense.
Yeah, remember the whole we gotta get rid of the gremlins,
got too
so
much
we should call it
gremlins.
people.
We got too many Gremlins in this movie.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that doesn't even make sense though, dude. Because like, if you get rid of all the people,
Where are the Gremlins?
what are
where
the critters gonna? Who's gonna fight it? Like, what plot do you have there?
I don't know. Some people are morons. Here's a star and a half for
Fuck off,
its
Jerry.
Maybe
for
if
its
they-
time.
he probably
Critters
did,
was
they had
an
better
advanced space horror comedy, but this is done back in 2009. But for 2019, the film doesn't hold up well at all. Definitely better horror comedies out today with better story and character development.
The
Well,
doy.
no shit.
I mean, like what?
You got to go back.
But even still, like, even you can't compare. That's like comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah, you can't compare the difference between 35 years of movies. You know what I mean? But also, like what?
Yeah, give us an example.
Yeah, like what? Because there's not a lot of great schlocky creature comedies out. You know what I mean? Like not
Yeah,
that
I
bridge
would-
that dark comedy gap.
I
you
would
know what
agree
mean?
with you on that because yeah, there really isn't.
There's not a lot of. If you can tell me one, I'd be happy to like compare it, but I can't think of one.
Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Killer Clowns, but
that's still the
that's
80s.
the same vein. Same.
I'm
vein.
talking like today, like
Yeah.
movies today. Like
horror comedy.
I mean, there are
genre?
some, I guess, but they're not like memorable at all. You know what I mean? Like there are some, I suppose.
Oh God, there are, but like
They're not good and they're not memorable.
It's one of those
in
moments
any
where it's
way.
like when you get put on the spot and you're like, ah.
Yeah, like I know of some. Let me think for a second.
Yeah.
But I just can't. I can't tell you any off the top of my head.
Horror
But that's-
comedy is one of my favorite genres to watch because
Yeah.
when it's done right. But the problem
Right.
is that it's another one of those genres that it can really flood the market,
Mhm.
and it's really hard to find a good one.
Right. Exactly.
play comedy horrors.
For having a 45%,
comedy
there's
horrors.
not a lot of like 1 star. Most of them are like 2 and 3
Scary movies
stars.
and stuff like that. But those were comedy horror.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a
Parodies.
1 star.
Yeah.
Very charming puppets and a very tenacious movie. When Hollywood looks around for what film it should remake next, this should be far above genuinely good movies and usually picks.
I mean, if they took
I'm
this,
not
and
going to
re-
disagree. This
remade
would be a good remake. That'd be a good movie
yeah.
to take out and remake. Like,
If they
with
did it the
today's
right way.
technology.
right.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree.
Don't
Although,
do CGI effects though. Do like,
although I will
actual
say they,
practical effects
yeah,
for
they
the
have to do
puppets.
practical effects because they did
For
do,
sure, yeah.
they did do a TV, like TV series not so long ago that of course I had to watch and it was CGI and it was awful.
Was it Critters?
Was it called the Binge?
I don't remember. It
There's
was
a-
so
Wasn't it just
forgettable.
called The Critters?
It was fucking awful. Like it was bad.
It came out in 2000.
I don't remember. Like I had to watch it, but it was awful.
But yeah, if they stayed away from CGI effects and actually did practical effects.
Oh, yeah, I
with
agree.
I
today's
feel like they need to go
technology-
back to practical effects. Period.
Well,
They do
yeah.
anyway, yeah.
But if they did that today's, technology, I think they could really do a good Critters movie.
Yeah.
As
I
long as
agree,
they
yeah.
kept the comedy horror.
Give it a
aspect to
decent
it.
budget for sure, and give it to
Yeah.
put it in the right hands.
Yeah.
Like a James Gunn. You know what I mean? Like James Gunn would
Yeah,
be good.
because
with
yeah,
doing
he
something
would be
like
really
this.
good for that because he made Slither and that was perfect.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, Slither's a good one. Slither's good.
Oh, there you go.
horror.
Yeah, good.
Yeah,
creature
like that would
feature,
be
like
the
comedy.
kind. That would be the kind of formula you're looking for because it has the same taste
Yeah,
as Slither. This movie has that.
James Gunn or someone like that would be great with a movie like this.
Mhm.
And honestly, I guarantee you that because James Gunn grew up in the trauma family, that like
He'd do it right.
he probably loves this movie. Honestly,
Yeah, he'd do it right.
yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I agree.
And they'd
You give
probably
it to
give
somebody
the
like
rights
him,
to
he would do it right.
But honestly, if you gave he probably has a whole list of movies that he would love to redo.
Oh,
you know
for
what I mean?
sure.
Like,
But see, that's the problem is that like they want to remake stuff that they shouldn't be remaking. It's like we talked about with that one movie, the last one that Matt did,
fuck,
something Alley.
yeah.
Fuck.
Anyway, something Alley. It
Yeah.
starts with a D.
Yeah, I know, like Doomsday Alley or something.
No,
It's
I
not
think that's what it
No,
was.
it
No,
wasn't
it's just
Doomsday.
Like
Not Danger.
Determination
The-
Alley.
the-
or
something.
something
Detriment
like that.
Alley. I don't
I don't
fucking know.
fucking remember.
But anyway, yeah, like that one would be a good one to remake because it had all the good bones were there. It just wasn't very well.
Yeah, the
you know,
story was
deployed.
there. The ending was kind of like,
It wasn't very well done.
No, but it wasn't well done because they lost all their budget.
Yeah.
But you give.
Those are the kind of movies that need to be
Yeah.
remade. And I mean, I'm not really comparing those two because this one had a good budget. It was fairly well done for the time it was made, but this would be
Damnation. Yeah.
Yeah, this would be a good one to remake just because it's been so long. It has a pretty good following, and if you put it in the right hands like James Gunn, it wouldn't be a bad movie to remake. It's a good candidate.
I agree.
All the right triggers are there, I suppose.
Right.
They should make like Charlie as one of the Charlie, the actor that plays Charlie. You should have him come back as a bounty hunter.
Well, he's a little old now. Maybe he could be like their
Mentor.
mentor,
dad.
the trainer, or something.
The dad.
You could play the dad.
I don't know about that.
I think they should all have cameos. Yeah, but I don't know if they want to be main characters.
Maybe
Maybe Brad could be the
Be the
dad.
dad.
Yeah, Bragg could probably be the dad.
Yeah.
No, Charlie's just that old man that like
Well, I
Brad
could see Charlie.
takes care of
I
now.
could see
and
Charlie.
He hangs out in the bar and he's always telling all these stories about
Bragg
the
could be the
critters.
sheriff.
No, I could see Charlie being still like in space or whatever and training new bounty hunters. I could see that.
Well, I'm saying, not a sequel to it. I want to see Critters 1 be remade.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Even in a remake, he could be like training. You don't know that he's Charlie. He could be a bounty hunter that's training.
Maybe not a remake so much as a reboot.
That could work too.
Maybe not without forgetting.
Yeah, like you
Kinda
see
sort of
Brad as
plot.
like a dad or a sheriff, and these things come rolling into town. He's like, "Fuck."
But there's also a handful
You
of
know?
other movies that we could say the same thing about that
Yeah.
would just be great as reboots or remakes. You know
Yeah,
what I
but
mean? So-
but there again, that's my point: is that they want to remake all these movies
Yeah.
that they don't have any business or reason
Exactly.
to remake.
whenever
And there's all these
movies-
really good
yeah,
candidates out there that they could be
like
doing.
Damnation Alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, how about that trivia, Karen?
There's really not much.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Although promoted as New Line's answer to Gremlins, the screenplay had been written and bought before Gremlins was announced. Herrick had based the screenplay on a nightmare he experienced as a child long before Gremlins was even conceived. The logo on the back of the bowling uniforms is a parody of the iconic Ghostbusters emblem.
I saw that.
Yeah, the colors of the uniform match the colors of Egon Spengler's uniform in the real Ghostbusters animated series. Both bounty hunters are unnamed in this movie, which I never noticed before. They don't ever say their names in this movie.
Right.
Shouldn't have to.
But their names were given as Ugg and Lee in Critters 2, the main course. The second bounty hunter, named as Lee in Critters 2, changes his facial features 3 times to those of Jeff Barnes, including Barnes' corpse features such as bones protruding from the wound, Reverend Miller, and Charlie McFadden. Actors portraying Lee's default form are uncredited and unknown to this day. Due to his bounty hunter role, Ugg being unnamed at the time, Terrence Mann is credited only for portraying Johnny Steele. Latter appears briefly in a music video shown in 2 scenes, bounty hunters briefing on Earth and when Helen is watching on TV. In the latter, an additional shot of Steele in some location is seen apart from the band footage. The toy that Brad blows up at the farm is a Star Wars episode, A New Hope, Y-Wing painted silver.
You got a cramp in your leg.
My ankle.
Old age.
There is an E.T. doll in Brad's room. Dee Wallace starred in the E.T. movie, also playing the mother of the boy who comes in contact with the alien. While destroying Brad's room, one of the critters comes across the doll and devours it. This movie, for a second time since E.T., shows Dee Wallace's on-screen son heat up an oral thermometer in order to appear sick to avoid going to school. Unlike in E.T., where she is fooled, she doesn't buy it the second time in Critters. The critter emerging from the toilet is likely an homage to Ghoulies, a similarly themed movie that used small monsters coming out of the toilet as their marketing strategy to promote the film. Corey Burton, who voices the critters, also came up with their language, which he described in interviews as combining elements of French and Japanese. This is the only Critters movie where one of them grows to human size. The other movies don't show them growing much from eating. Don Keith Opper and Terrence Mann are the only actors to appear in all 4 Critters films. Their characters Charlie McFadden and Ugg respectively appear in all 4 movies. Body count: a cow, 2 humans, 8 Krites, and several chickens. And
8,
that's it.
so it was 8.
All 8 of them.
I didn't know if they killed 8 because it seemed like there were more than 8.
It did seem like there was more than 8.
But let's do a count real quick. So there's the one that ate the firecracker.
How do you know which one is which, though?
Huh?
Like when they're rolling around, it's like, I mean, other than
I'm
the
just
ones
saying,
that
like,
died.
I'm just trying to count the ones that died.
Okay, so there's the firecracker,
Firecracker,
one,
the one that got
blown away in
shot.
the porch, the
There's
one that got
2
hit with the fan.
The one that got hit with the fan.
2 that got shot.
The other one that got shot. Then there was one that got blown up in the
Toilet.
And
And
then
then there was 3 on the ship.
So that's 8. Okay. All right. Just making sure.
Man, posterity. That's great.
Are you sure we're not missing any?
No, because there's 2 small ones and a big one on the ship when it got blown
Yeah.
up.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I
because
know
the 2
yeah.
small ones were getting the ship going,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then
the big
ones,
one almost
yeah.
got Brad.
Yep.
Okay, I guess you're right.
Yeah, I can't think of any more.
Nope.
Anyway, what are we doing next week, Madison?
You guys want to know? You really want to know? You really, really, really want to know?
Well, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
Can you guess? Can you guys try and guess?
Army of the Dead. Oh, no, you gotta do Evil Dead first.
Night of the
Karen,
Living
you gotta
Dead.
guess. Oh, Dad, you already know, so you can't guess. Next week.
I can give them hints.
Yeah,
No,
we can
because
do the
then
hint
they'll
game
know.
again.
Yeah, we can do the hint game. It's got zombies in it. It's also got werewolves in it.
Zombies and werewolves.
Zombies and werewolves. And ghosts. And it's also got
Better not have Christmas theme.
it's also got a serial killer in it.
Okay.
Any guesses?
I'm drawing a blank right now. You got zombies, werewolves, and a serial
It's
killer.
also
And a
got
partridge in a pear tree.
Right? It's got vampires too.
a pumpkin in a pear tree. It's got no trick or treat. Yes,
Ding, ding, ding. Karen,
good
You
job,
win.
Karen.
What do I win?
I can
What?
give
You
you,
get
a
to watch
nice
the movie.
hug.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Trick or treat, y'all.
So next
First
week,
time we were doing an anthology. How have I not picked an anthology by now? I love anthologies.
What's an anthology?
It's a series of different stories within one movie.
Is that
Oh wait,
okay.
no, it isn't because I did. We did
we did
Scare
Scare
Package.
Package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that playing on anything, Karen?
Huh? I don't know.
It was on whatever we watched. Critters. On
I
last
own
night.
it.
Max?
Oh, it's on Max.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Is it on Max?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
just
have
saw it.
I've got it on Blu-ray. So
It's on.
Yeah, it's on
Max.
Max. It's on Max. Faux
Now.
show.
On down south, I'm watching that.
I like that movie.
I enjoyed
Max
that
and
movie.
What if I don't
Max
like it
and
this time
stuff.
though?
Yeah, we never
Hmm?
know.
you might not. You may,
'Cause
you
you're
may
actually-
not.
I gotta keep them in suspense. It's
Well,
Yeah.
you,
this
you're
is
also,
not like my second. It's not even my second time watching this.
You
so-
gotta also think of you're actually watching it to analyze it, not.
That's true.
All right, so next week we're gonna do Trick or Treat, and then next week will be Karen's pick.
I'm struggling.
So there,
You
we
don't
have
know.
it's a
Hello.
hard thing to do whenever you're a horror movie nut, like
And
me
there's
and
so
Karen
many
are,
good ones,
and there's so many
ones
good
that,
ones
like-
to pick from. So it's hard to choose. So hard to choose.
And I'm having a hard time picking like, do I want one that like I like just because I like it, or one that I know is a good one?
Just choose one that
You know?
like.
Right, I get it. I'm on this. I'm in the same boat. So
I say choose one that you
I
like.
have an idea of what I want to
Okay.
pick, but I'm not sure yet. So
It's kind of why I chose Critters. It's one that we haven't done. It's something that
I'm think I'm between two. I think I've got to narrow it down to two.
okay. All right. Well, next week we will be doing Trick or Treat, which is a good fun movie. And until next week, everybody.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye.